jump in. Let's jump into Phantom Tower. Not fully expecting what to expect here. I'm curious to try it out. Neat little roguelike. It at first looked like a Survivors-like, but I think it's more of a roguelike than anything. And this game just came out into early access tonight. And I don't actually know if there have been any additional patches beyond just the initial early access release. But yeah, but I'm very curious to check this one out because I do love me a good roguelike. I love dungeon crawling. I love things that remind me of Diablo. And this is probably more action-y, like action roguelike than something like Diablo 1 at least. But I'm still curious to try it out. We'll just try the default warrior. I'm sure mage and ranger have their own pros and cons to them. Oh, I see we've gone back to windowed mode. Looks like you can still see this. I'm going to alt-enter and hope it doesn't fuck it up. Okay, we're good. All right, so we have a tutorial. Give me one sec. I do have to grab one thing. There we go. When I retrieved my beverage from the mini fridge that's down here, I had to make sure that it shuts because it's kind of an old mini fridge. I had to make sure that it's actually shut, so we're all good. So the tower that is, I think, a very real tower, not a phantom tower. Maybe the tower has phantoms. So we're hunting for fame and fortune. That's right. Okay. And the monster essence specifically. So claim your riches. All right. Sounds good. We got movement. Oh. Okay. Adventurers Guild. You got it. Unlock new or change. Oh, okay. So maybe there's new classes to unlock events. That's exciting. Blacksmith. Alchemist. Okay. I'm going to guess the blacksmith. Well, I mean, maybe the alchemist is helpful for not just the mage. I was thinking maybe it's like class specific, but just says infuse the gear with better stuff. So not necessarily. Storage facility. Okay, stash their stuff. Oh, okay. I guess maybe like your inventory space is limited. Space to organize and manage inventory. The warehouse ensures you're always prepared. Sounds good. Glyph master. Shit, I do have to grab one other thing because I realized. Oh no, it looks like it's good. Looks like it's good. Let me end this. And sorry, actually, I realized I did one thing incorrectly when I set up the TikTok live stream, so I'm gonna get that fixed up real quick. Oh, yeah, I had the wrong label. Release day. I had the wrong label set on the TikTok live stream, so I was like, no wonder it looked kind of funny. Looked a little funny, Duddy. There we go. Now we're all set. Now we Gucci. Now we Gucci in the Coochie. Glyph Master. Glyphs enhance your abilities. Okay. Sounds good. And then this one, the marketplace. Now, I'm not going to remember what any of these places look like, but hopefully they're labeled once we kind of start moseying around here. Buying and selling stuff. Sounds good. And then one more. The captain, and he will take you to the tower to begin your ascension. Rift portal. Enter survival mode. Okay. Strip weird gear, you just pop in, you're naked as a jaybird, and you start fighting things with your power penis. Alright, sounds good. Sounds like a good old time. Escape. Escape. So here we are. We are John Adventurer. Right now, it's just WASD to move around. We do have some options. It's actually kind of cool. I like the colors here. I do love a good, like... I don't know if this is Unity engine or what, but I do love a nice, like... Real... Just by the numbers, just pause menu, no frills, nothing fancy, just a gridded list. I'm down. I'm down for keeping it real easy and simple. Real simple and clean. Don't know if I'm really gonna want to like go through all these necessarily. FPS I'll just limit to 60 because I'm streaming to 60. I don't expect this game to be overly demanding. Visual effects density. Oh, maybe not like, we'll say mid. Not, yeah, it's like density could mean, actually maybe I'll leave it at low because in my mind, the effects could be overpoweringly obnoxious. I'll leave that for now. Bloom intensity, I might lower that a little bit at least. I appreciate that it goes from 0 to 1 to 2, but there's amounts of the bar in between. Like there's different levels of 1. Maybe it's implied decimal points, hard to say. Music volume is quiet by default, which I appreciate. I'll lower in the sounds a little bit as well. So, yeah, aim mouse button. Okay, so there is auto aim, if we felt so inclined. That's kind of cool. Keyboard icons. Alright, so custom keybinds. Let's take a look. Left mouse button, space. Okay. There's skills. That's all well and good. A health potion. I'm always an H health potioner. If there's an H that's available. Although, you know what? Actually, having 1 and 2 actually kind of makes sense. There's also magic potions as well. That sounds good. Bag is map is all right. Nice and simple. Nice and simple. Not gonna mess with that. Sounds good in the hood. So let's continue moseying around. I don't expect we have much stuff right now. Starting gear. Wait, unless hold on. So I'm naked right now. Can I equip? Okay, there we go. And a sword. Okay, well now I'm naked. Well, I was naked when I first walked in. Now I have a bathrobe and a sword and nothing else. So as I'm running around with my bathrobe, I'm, you know, presumably things are just flopping around all over the place, as a proper adventurer should. I don't expect to have much money. And I don't see a way to get into here. Maybe that's an indication that I shouldn't even be messing with this kind of thing. We should just jump into the adventure. Here we go, Guild Hall. There we go. Let's take a look around. I know it said we can change our class and unlock other ones. Oh yeah, so you can unlock hella classes. We need monies. We need dollars to do so. The 3 cheese blend, man. What's up, Aaron? Good to see you, buddy. He said, give me that Kerberg. Looking forward to getting to hang out with the homies, by the way. So I mentioned in the Discord post a little bit earlier when I posted the schedule that this week will be a little bit light on streams. We're streaming tonight. We might stream tomorrow, but bright and early Wednesday morning we'll be leaving to go out of town with some friends of ours, including Game and Browse, including Mr. Aaron. We'll be getting back on Sunday afternoon, so no stream for sure Wednesday through Saturday. So it'll be a little bit light week on streams, but that's okay because it'll be a fun time. Gonna hang with the homies, and I am excited. There's the Ranger that we do have unlocked already, and if I wanted to, I could change to him. And it's that simple. That's kind of neat. Is he also naked? No, well, oddly enough, he has a sword. He has the same gear. So I'll stick with the warrior at the start, at least. It's kind of cool, though, that in this area, you can see, like, each class that you have unlocked, at least. And you can kind of see them, like, just in their natural element. Mage, being a nerd, studying spells. What kind of shit's that about? Ranger, of course, practicing their archery, so it's kind of neat. Kind of neat. And let's see, what was it? Space was dodge. I guess you can't dodge outside of combat, so I can't just be rolling around at the speed of sound. So, of course, I can't afford to... Yeah, I don't really know why I'm looking. I guess it's nice just to kind of get an idea of what to expect. These are resources for probably crafting and upgrading. Probably going to be a whole lot of that. If I had to guess, this is probably going to be a very, like, numbers-full game, if that makes sense. The idea of you want to build up your gear, build up your build, I guess. Try to, you know... And enhance your synergies, try to do all that stuff to, like, throw as much nonsense at the bad guys and deal with the nonsense they're throwing at you. I'm sure there's all matters of bullshit that we'll get to enjoy here. So this is the warehouse. This is where we store stuff. If I truly wanted to go in naked, then we could. It's the blacksmith. Yeah, expect there to be, like, yeah, just a lot of enemies, a lot of particle effects, a lot of projectiles, a lot of... Not like a bullet heaven or like a bullet hell necessarily, but just a very... I imagine it'll be a somewhat busy kind of deal there. So if there was stuff I didn't want, we could salvage it. 3 is rune socket opener. Socket to me. And then that's probably to repair. Yeah, hard to say, yeah. A lot of this will probably be more clear once we have stuff. There's recipes we'll eventually learn. The blacksmith makes stuff for us. How about you? He's the alchemist, yes. So he could fashion us some alloys based on the raw materials we can provide to him, and he can enhance our gear. Cool, cool, cool. I think I'm convinced that we've seen some cool stuff, and we don't need to, like, check every little station ever. There's the leaderboards. The game literally just came out, so I don't expect this a ton just yet. And let's go do the dude and begin our adventures. F2, what's that? Oh, that's kind of cool. So I guess they're like, I guess these are like kind of like just little bonus objectives. Kind of cool. So just keep an eye out for those. Unless you have to, like, have it equipped. I'll go for the one that was defaulted, as that was selected by default. Glyph Master. Yeah, where's the guy that'll set us on our journey? I guess he was by the water, so if I follow this, will maybe lead me to the guy, to the Capitan. El Capitan. Let's go down south. I'd like to go ahead and begin the journeys. I'm very curious. Actually, there is a map. But I can't expando the map-o. Can't expand it. Can't click it. Oh, there we go. I think it's up north. There we go. There we go. There's the boat. So take us to the tower. Ooh, scary red portal. That's survival mode. A little bit of a busy tower. Kind of bit of an eyeball. That strainer there. Enter the tower. Yes. Map? Yes. Floor 1. Yes. Sounds good. He's a man of few words, he is. Here's how every time there's a screen transition, it defaults to windowed mode. A slight annoyance. Alright. The distant zenith awaits, that says. I'm actually kind of curious. What if I do this? Because it was blank earlier. This can sometimes mess it up. We had this with Dwarf Fortress of all games, where when I did this after the game launch, it kind of fucked everything up. So let's see if it's okay. Boop. We're good? We're good? Okay, yeah. Yeah, of all games, Dwarf Fortress, if I play anything other than windowed mode, it like really shits the bed. It was very bizarre. So, what is this? You. Oh. Okay. I guess I just get one for free. Is that what it means? Tower Blessing. Lot of text, a lot of reading. Artemis arrows. Can I like look to see what that is? And banish it if I don't want it. So when you dodge, you'll shoot arrows in the sky. Okay, that's cool. Just sending the enemy with the most HP. That's actually kind of nice. It automatically attacks the strongest fella. It's kind of nice. It says magic. Okay, good to know. Take damage higher than 30% of your max HP with... Oh, wait, hold on. Activate. Oh, I see. So when you take a really big hit, you'll get a little bit of a defense. Get some iframes for almost 1 full second every 45 seconds. Corrupted spikes on our enemies. Spike damage doesn't applies decay. Okay. It's all well and good. And this is... So I'm clear. I guess it just happens every 10 seconds, like, for free. Maybe it's one of your abilities. Maybe that's what that is. It sounds like this one... Actually, I guess, yeah, same kind of thing. It's probably one of your abilities, where that one happens automatically. Radiant Onslaught when there's enemies nearby. Applying random defense debuff. Wait. Defensive debuff to them, I see. Lower their defenses. It increases base damage. I'm curious about this one because it sounds like just a thing that just happens automatically. This one sounds nice too, the fact that it does the most, like, it targets the scariest thing that you have. But yeah, I'm kind of curious about, like, lowering defenses and that kind of thing. Let's go with that one. So, what do we have? So we have Q. Okay. And then E. Oh, okay, so these are already predetermined. Okay. So, there's the dash. The dodge is just limited by your animation speed. That's kind of cool. Yes, the thing I got that's like circling us, that's just an ability that will pop up once we get into it. Kind of nice that when you get something, you don't have to worry about going to pick it up. It kind of jumps to you automatically, like we saw there. That's kind of neat. Kind of neato. Right click, we have nothing on right click. Check our inventory. We can see, yeah, we're picking up some things. No money yet, no currency yet. No health potions. We have a magic potion, which replenishes slowly over time, but surely using abilities costs magic. All right. Even if you're not a magic guy, even if you're not a magic user, you still have mana. Just like in Diablo, you know, you're not the spellcaster, but you still have mana to power special abilities. Another one of these things. So it's a whole bundle of... What exactly are those? Those are expansion fragments. For inventory expansion. Cool! And with that... Kick open the door, looking for trouble. And there is kind of a combo. It's a 3-hit combo, nothing fancy. Whoa! Experience, I suppose, yes. Allocate these points to strengthen your abilities. I'm gonna guess that's just for this one run, though. It's not like... I'm gonna guess the meta progression has to be done elsewhere. Alright, sounds good. Just an upgrade, yep. Skill specific. Do not affect your global character stats, alright. 150 skill points across the abilities. Any single skill is capped at 30 points. Is an upgrade. These bonuses are blah, 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 blah. Okay, I think I just read those exact words, but thank you. Very good. So, I think that means I have an upgrade ready. So, if I... Is it that button? Oh, I see. So, it's got to be any one of these. So, I can't just, like, level up my basic attack. Yeah, that's a nice AoE. That one's cool little strike, and I think the last one, I don't know what that one is. So let's lower this. Let's raise this one up. Some of them have downsides to them. So damage bonus, but less a crit chance. What is the crit chance right now? I don't suppose I can have that intel, can I, right now? reaction damage bonus. I'm actually not sure what that means. Maybe... yeah, I don't know. And I guess I don't know what regent damage bonus means. I mean, regent, I guess, is the name of the ability. Overall damage bonus. Reaction damage bonus. Regent damage bonus. I'm not sure what that means. I'll go with this one because well, 0.7%. I'll go with it. I'll go with it. I can check the inventory. Multi-select. Oh, I guess there's a boss down there. Yeah, so I don't see anything that tells me what our current stats are. So there's that ability. That's the one that's going automatically, I'm guessing. Alright. First combat. Oh, snappy snaps. Oop. There we go. Hit him with one of those. It's a whole bunch of them. There we go. Got some ore. Got some bat wings. So as expected, there's a whole bunch of them and only one of me, so... I can't exactly cleave through them just yet. I can apply elements, so things like fire. Yeah, that makes sense. Poison. Except it's colors, okay. 4 distinct elements, alright. So instead of poison or burning or any that kind of thing, it's just colors, which is fine, which is fine. 2 different elements applied, they create an elemental reaction. Maybe that's the reaction damage that we saw earlier. Yeah, distinct effect, okay. Can be applied through more than just your active skills. Shatter the crystals to infuse, that's kind of cool. Juices your weapon up with the next one. Or the next attack having that element. Blessings, glyphs, and gear set abilities also facilitate those reactions. Okay, now I know what reaction means in that context. Cool. So if I hit him with one of these, bam. Oh, I thought that's what that was. This guy. Bam. Red. Get red and then get dead, is what I will say. And make it sound really cool. So I was wrong, by the way. Not everything goes to you automatically. Some things you have to, like, walk over. Is that a little rabbit? That little rat fella. So I don't suppose I can use bows. I'm not exactly a bow-using fella. Got a potion. Very nice. But... oh, hold on. As much as I want to learn. This guy's interrupting us. I wonder, are we on a time limit? I wonder, like... I do see there's like a combo bonus in the top left. Yeah, I wonder if there's like a time limit, or if I'm like punished for like standing around and kind of looking at things, or if bad guys are spawning constantly. That's just a rat tail, runic rod, runic Rodney. So nothing that is overly beneficial to us right now, unless there was like an alternative weapon we could use. Oh, there we go. There's the stat. So yeah, what's my crit chance right now? 5%. So specifically for that one, it's a little bit lowered, obviously, but not bad. Okay, so I'm glad there is a stats page. That is helpful. But yeah, so no gear that's really useful to us just yet, but... For eyes peeled. I'm gonna guess that does not remove the thing there. Got a health potion, which is good. Yellow. I got the power, the element of piss on my side. Anything is possible now. Pistable, even. Alright. Chunk. See, our damage has gone up quite a bit because of the elemental thing, I think. Seems like the stuff from the... actually, can I go through this? The stuff from the barrels and crates is, you know, a couple odds and ends, but nothing super fancy. Fighting bad guys is the real way to get yourself juiced up. By the way, speaking of getting juiced, I'll raise this one up again. Crit chance go up and overall damage go down. That's a really generous crit chance, honestly. That would make... I mean, that more than compensates for the downgrade we took earlier. Yeah, I'll take that one. Now, it's only for that one ability is the thing. Only for that one ability, so... It's not like an overall crit chance, but it's still pretty good. I wonder if it's better, by this point, to... just go for... like, just focus on one ability? Or is it better to kind of spread the love? I mean, of course, when an ability's on cooldown... When ability's on cooldown, then, you know, you have... obviously, you're vulnerable in that sense. Oh, and I see. So hitting it is one thing. You gotta break that shit to, like, get the ability, get the bonus. So now, yeah, I see. That's kind of cool. Also, it looked like it dropped something. Potion is one thing, but... oh, wait, no, it's not a potion. It's in water essence. Well, I guess I need to break everything. I see. At first, I thought, okay, well, you know, no need to break it. But now, oh, shit, if they can drop things for us. Already broke that one. They do not show up on the map. Good to know. And of course, no really need to scour every little thing. Can I zoom out? I cannot zoom out. I cannot but notice. Yeah, give me that thing. I cannot but notice. You see this? There's like a little something here. And that looks a little bit like there might be a room in there. So I wonder if there's like... Yeah, I can't see anything there. Okay, that's fine. Thinking maybe there were secrets. My Binding of Isaac's senses kicked in there. So dungeon crawler. So it's so unlike Binding of Isaac. It's not like, you know, each room has like you enter a new room and it's a new combat instance and you have to, and the door closes behind you. This is a dungeon crawler, so we're just kind of looking for the next floor, basically. For the each room has the potential to bring new combat, new baddies, and of course, oh, where that is. And of course, new treasure to find. But yeah, we could also potentially find way to the next floor potentially. We have a new thingy available. I'll do one more on this one, then we'll probably jump to another ability to get that leveled up. Physical damage. So I wonder if I'm wrong. So maybe Regent is not the name of the name of the move. Maybe it's some other kind of damage bonus. I'm not exactly sure. Crit damage, not crit chance, but crit damage. Reaction, skill. Ooh, I don't want this. I would definitely want to raise, or well, how to say this? I want to lower the cooldown. I don't want to increase the cooldown. And I'm assuming cooldown reduction being lowered means it's a more extended cooldown. It's like it's like a double negative, like cooldown reduction. It's like no, I want to reduce the cooldown. I don't want to reduce the amount of the cooldown reduction. It's one of those kinds of things. Anyway, we'll take the critical damage one because we've raised the critical chance quite generously for that ability. But yeah, for our next level, I'll probably just do one of these other guys instead. All right. And at first I was just going to leave these things and not break them every time, but now, knowing that there is the chance they can drop stuff for us, it's like, well, if you insist. If you insist. Look at this big one, too. What if the big ones have, like, a greater chance of dropping stuff? Alright, what do you have? What's your deal? I guess it's a new ability. Ooh, okay. It's some kind of benefit. So, better regeneration of magic, skill point. Or we level this one up. The Radiant Onslaught. Static energy when moving. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Unleash a Thundershock. You've been Thundershock! First enemy hit by a basic attack. Ooh, wow. That could be really good. It could be really good. Or I could juice this one up. I wish I could see what the previous numbers were. I know earlier it was 800 units. I think the cooldown was not as bad as that one. I think it was like 8 seconds, maybe, or 8.5. Yeah. So it larger. Yeah. The debuffs could be really good. Does it only target one dude? Unleash Radiant Onslaught. A random defense debuff from rapid succession to enemies randomly. Okay, so it just kind of picks and chooses randomly. I will take this one. I'm kind of curious because it actually sounds kind of neat. I mean, it all sounds neat, but I'm curious to see this in action. It of course makes sense to also bolster your, you know, level up the abilities you have already. I do see that on the map. Big scary fella over that way. Actually, that might be our only path forward because there's no door on that side. I don't think so. I think the choice has been made for us. Let's check it out. I wonder if like attacking vases and containers helps like what's the word, like spends those kinds of things you're storing basically. So there's boss man, big boss man on campus. Bam. Oh heck, where'd you go? Hoop, hoop. There he is. Oh, wrong. There we go. That one's ready. I'm just basically spamming my abilities until he's dead. Oh, I need more magic, though. He's dead. First boss complete. The butcher has been slain. Not much to it. But I would presume that things will probably get real nice and weird in no time at all. Maybe I should be seeking these out sooner in the combat versus like breaking them afterwards, because of course right now the damage bonus doesn't help me at all. Wreck it all. Call me Ralph the way I be wrecking it. Alright, so we'll talk to him in a moment. I'm guessing he'll send us to the next floor. Looks a little bit like the archangels from Diablo. Let's talk to him though. Oh, hold on, is there something in mind? We have a pretty good number of potions here. Alright, what's your deal? HP regeneration, reaction, mastery. So just more of that reaction damage. Some materials can be carried outside or inside of the tower. Or this one. Also, we could re-roll. Alright, so these kinds of things happen automatically. I'll take that one. Reward addiction. And then we go up a floor. Up to the next floor. It's not lost to me, by the way. I know that the screen right here, this one right there, I'm pretty sure that's AI generated, so unfortunate, but it is early access. I know it's not much of a defense, but the cope is that the hope. The hope and the cope is that it's only a placeholder. I know. We've all heard it 1,000 times from other developers, usually indie developers, where it's like, hey man, yeah, we have some AI shit in our early access game. We know, we're working on it, and all we can do is take their word for it. All we can do at that point. I'm not happy to see it, obviously, but let's hope that it is truly a temporary placeholder and not a permanent one. Anything else around here? I guess check the map, but yeah, looks like we're in pretty good shape. Wrong button. And then off we go. Find some more bad guys to fight. Junk. By that I mean more barrels to break, even better. Oh, by the way, I do have a level. I think we'll try this one next. Physical damage. Reduction, the cost reduction. Or the cooldown. Actually, I'll take the cooldown reduction. Actually, sounds kind of nice. There goes the little thingamajiggies. I was gonna say, can I get that and use that on these guys? Quicksand. I don't know if that was me or them. Was that me? I guess it was me that created that. Maybe that was one of the reactions. Maybe one of the reactions. Like maybe that was like, I don't know, yellow and red. Maybe yellow and red. Or oh, I guess maybe it was blue. Maybe it was blue and yellow. Pretty quicksand. However it happened, it was pretty cool. It's pretty neato. Now, there's the boss right down there, but I tend to play these games in a... Actually, I'm going to get that last. I tend to play these games in a breadth first search approach. I like to get through all the... Like, at the same breadth, which is to say, at the same, like, layers at a time before I... Or not at the same layers, but at the same layer before I go one step deeper. Before I jump into something deep like a boss battle, let's do all the shallow areas first, and then delve further. Yeah, there's that quicksand, which slows them down. That's kind of neat. I like that. Pretty badass. Little spinnies. That's nice. They all kind of cluster up to me. That's very helpful. Give me that rat tail. Must be Anakin Skywalker at the end of episode 1, the way I got that rat tail about me. Maybe, it's been said that the mullet has, every once in a while kind of comes back a little bit, just a little bit, There was like a period in the, it was the late aughts, or maybe it was the early 10s, where people were ironically growing out mullets as like, oh, haha, it looks so bad, look how cool we are. Like, it was ironic, right? The whole thing of doing something ironically, that was huge in those years. Like a real big thing. And the mullet had this very slight comeback. And a lot of us kind of saw that whole thing and go in and be like, all right, come on. Even ironically, like, bro, mullets really, come on, what the hell? But still, the hairstyle had a brief resurgence. And I think that's in the past. The past tense, I believe, there is had. I don't believe it's stuck around. But maybe the rat tail. Maybe the rat tail could, too, have its spot in the sunlight once again. One can only hope. Physical damage, good. And reduction, also good. So I'm assuming that means I deal more damage and I reduce taking more damage. That's what I assume that means. And then elemental spirits. Look for dudes in a 600 unit radius. I wonder how big a unit is. I'm gonna guess like it's not like 600 feet. It's not 600, I mean, maybe inches, but in my mind, it's like that. I don't know what a unit is, but 600 sounds like a lot of them. But maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. So when I get some kind of element, I get prismatic mirror for 4 seconds. When I have it, any element applied to you. So if they deal elemental damage to me, I reflect it. It's kind of neat. Or gain a skill point. One sounds neat. One sounds neato. And with that, I suppose we're off to the boss. Direction, at least. Yep. Yep. Complete entity, thing, or individual part. Thank you, Farsight. That's so helpful. Farsight's like, Farsight's like, cracks knuckles. I got you, Alex. I got you. Like, straight from the annals of Wikipedia, my man. I got you. And I'm over here like, Farsight, what would I do without you? What would I do without you, my mans? We have a lot of potions, and it seems like we have presumably no limit to how many we can hold. We have like a whole bunch. I mean, we'll see if that changes, but... And kapow! This guy trying to breathe blue fire on our ass. He's outta here. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. This guy's here as well. Nice barren room. Not much to it. There's the little spirit fellas, right? See it flying around me, looking for a target, looking for a victim. Oh, wrong one. Let's see, I want to do the spinnies. Anything else? No, sir. On to the next floor. I mean, this game is starting off real simple and fairly easy, to be honest. But I figure we're still in the early stages, so who knows what awaits. Skill cooldown reduction. Ooh, I like that. Cost and cooldown. I would like to be able to spam that a lot. That actually does sound kind of neat. I'd also be curious to try the other classes at some point. If there's a way to like look at what's my existing amount. I don't really know how good that is. I'm kind of curious about, yeah, let's lower the reductions. Or lower the cooldowns, rather. And lower the costs. On we go. Onwards and upwards. What's up, Justin? Good to see you, buddy. He says, I'm still alive. Let's keep it going, baby. Let's keep it going. Justin being alive, let's keep the record going. That is exactly what I like to hear. I also hope you're doing well. I hope you're also, in addition to being alive, I hope you're doing well. But being alive is at least the first step. And I say keep that streak going, man. That streak of you being alive, keep pumping it up. Keep juicing that number up more and more. The more you are alive, the better the world is. So I'm all about it, man. All about that shit. Oh, man, we just fucking... Oh, literally, yeah, melted. Yeah, exactly. Literally melted his ass. We got, like, other human-looking fighters. He was like a bandit. A bandito. And kapow. Got a mithril belt. That's exciting. Something I can actually wear. And actually, for that matter, it's been a minute since anybody has dropped anything. Because in the very first combat we had, a bunch of bad guys dropped something. And that was the only time anybody dropped anything. I mean, I think we were getting, like, materials and well, maybe not materials, but we were getting experience. But, yeah, we weren't, like, getting things that take our inventory up. So, what's this? That is a bracer. There we go, can apply that there. I think it shows it's locked. Am I not worthy? No, I can use it. Oh, maybe the little lock icon is, like, you would click it to, like, not be able to fuck with it. Butterfly and amber, interesting. Sharp fang, a material, a necklace. Very good, very good. I should maybe read what I'm equipping. I'm just kind of... I see a thing, I just go, yep, sure, go and equip it. Surely they wouldn't have any negative effects, right? They would never do that to us, right? Surely they would never. So what I just equipped, so defense, more defense, good. And then also magic damage reduction, good. Movement speed, also good. HP, love that. Defense, good. Resistance, great. I only have like a casual understanding of what some of these things mean, but I'm all about it. All about it. All about it. So still having some medical stuff, though. Yeah. But you woke up today alive, man. I'll take it, man. I'll take it. Sorry to hear you're still having some challenges to detangle, but still doing all right, though. Still doing okay. Excuse me as I belch loudly. Loudly and rudely. I'm playing a cool little game called Phantom Tower that just dropped. Just came out today. in early access, and it's pretty neat so far. It's kind of got that like Diablo, you know, action RPG. You know, you go through, you fight a bunch of bad guys. Sometimes they drop loot for you, sometimes they don't. Sometimes you drop loot, and it's a roguelike, so you're gathering loot, and you're leveling up your guy, and you're choosing abilities, and you're leveling up said abilities. It's pretty neat. Pretty neat. Give me that crit chance. Yes, give me that crit chance, please. I'm liking it so far. It's pretty neat. And like you might have heard me say earlier, like we're still in the early stages of the game. This is the second floor. And oh no, it's the third floor. It's the third floor. And it's the kind of second or third major area within the third floor. So I'm liking it so far, but yeah, it's still fairly humble beginnings. Fairly humble beginnings. As far as new thingies, we have all these things. Contact damage. We have all these things that we're using right now. The Tower Blessing, the Thunderstruck ability that I like so much to joke about, and the Elemental Spirit ones. I would say the random defensive debuffs in rapid succession to enemies randomly, but only every 9.5 seconds. I think the cooldown does go down. I think it was 10 seconds, like now it's 9.5 seconds. So it could be good for boss battles. Let's raise that one up more. But let's get back to the games. Thank you again, Meerkat, for the redemption. That was very funsies. And yeah, I'm looking forward to showing that one to Gracie, because I think she'll really appreciate that one as well. I do have some friends that have done independent filmmaking, and if they don't know about that, I should also send that to them, because I think they would get a kick out of that too. More of the bad guys, and we do indeed have some cool abilities to use, and we've powered a couple of them up pretty generously. Kind of fun, just kind of throwing yourself into a whole gaggle of them, and you start slapping them around, you start beating the shit out of them, and you know, you get a couple of like pretty good, like a nice bundle of quick kills fairly quickly, fairly confidently. But then after a while, you got a couple stragglers, so you have to hunt down the stragglers. But it's fun just kind of throwing yourself into the fray and letting it all out there. Just throwing out all the special moves and leaving them in twain. But not Mark Twain. Grab this. And I think that's it for this little room. Nice and simple. Actually, we did get some stuff, by the way. We got a new piece of gear. I don't suppose we can, like, quickly compare them. There's no, like, easy compare. I was like a game like this that does that, where you, like, mouse over one and it shows you an easy comparison against the one you're currently using. What if I say multi-select? That doesn't really help. Yeah, so multi-select doesn't quite do. Maybe it's more if you want to drop or move them. But anyway, we can probably assume this one is going to be better. This one is going to be better. So I'll probably do this just double click it. Yeah, that replaces the old one. We know that for gear you don't want, you can just recycle it back in the base, back in the starting area. Yes, the wind essence. Yeah, the rods probably don't do us any good. Can we use the rods? No, we cannot. Oh, yes, we can. Okay, you can use the rods, but not really much use for us to do so, because we're more of a melee kind of fella. So, I say, presume I can have multiple rings equipped. That's no problem. Common leather. So the Iron Necklace level 3, this is a level 2. So movement speed goes up a little bit. And magic damage reduction versus reaction damage bonus. Sure. That sounds nice. Everything else is samesies. And let's continue. Let us continue, my friends. So yeah, so we're starting to see more gear getting dropped on a more regular basis. And of course, eventually our inventory will fill up. And I don't know what to do when it fills up. I don't know if we can, like, very easily or quickly go back to town. Maybe the idea is you're just limited with what you can bring back with you when a run, like when you're in a run. I also don't know if you die when you die if you take everything with you back to the base, or if you lose some of it. Because presumably you're not expected to win every single run. Usually with roguelikes and roguelites, there is permadeath. When you die, the run is over and you have to restart. But there's some form of, sometimes at least, there's some form of something you can take with you, whether it be gear or whether it be. I'll leave that. Oop. Tried to dodge by. I think I was a little bit too slow there. Yeah, whether it be. Yeah, we're just ruining his shit. Oh my god, we wrecked him quickly. Quick and painless. Yeah, whether it be like equipment or whether it be like some kind of meta progression, level up experience, like experience points. Hard to say. Yeah, that was a quick fight. Really quick. He dropped nothing. Oh no, he did drop a couple things. He dropped Beast hide. So I guess he himself maybe was a beast. To our potions again, we're just building up our potion amounts. We have 11 health potions, 17 mana potions, and still. I was about to say still climbing, but actually maybe it does cap out at 11. I thought I picked one up there, unless maybe my health wasn't quite full, so maybe it just restored it. So there's one of each. Okay, so we do have the maximum number of health potions. We do not have the maximum number of mana potions because it went from 17 to 18 just now. That little orange thing. Actually, I guess I don't know what the orange thing is. I assumed it was maybe like something like this, like the amber, and maybe it is. But yeah, I guess I don't know. Also, we don't have a ton of money, and of course you have to spend lots of money to unlock a new class. So it might take a while to be able to get the new ones ready. Ooh. Excuse me. So we have this one level 3. Yeah, the cooldown is going down every time we use this, every time we level it. So I'll go for it. On to the next floor. We can also, that's kind of cool. We can go further into the castle, or we can go to the caves. I'm curious what the caves are. Let's find out. Usually have something you keep. Right. Well, not all of them. Yeah, because, yeah, Caves of Cud. That's like a more, I consider that a more traditional roguelike. And I think, like, what's a roguelike versus a traditional roguelike? Yeah, Caves of Cud, Dwarf Fortress Adventure Mode, those, yeah, there's no meta progression whatsoever. You could make the argument that Spelunky also is a traditional roguelike in that sense, but, you know, it doesn't play anything like a traditional roguelike, but it has mechanics similar to it. Very similar mechanics to, in some ways, to a traditional roguelike, because, yeah, there's really not really usual meta progression, but there is cosmetic stuff. There are shortcuts you can unlock, kind of, but the shortcuts honestly make the game harder, I think. So as far as, like, meta progression to help you, not as much that in Spelunky. Yeah, same thing with NetHack. NetHack is, you know, same kind of deal there. One of those more traditional roguelikes. Old school shit, man. Old school. I like the barrel breaking animation where you break it and it, like, shatters and just kind of melts down. That's kind of neat. That's kind of neat. All right, fighting our first cave monsters. I'm gonna guess these dudes are probably hit a little bit harder. I had to guess, because it's a new biome. Usually in games like this, new biome means, like, new scary stuff. It's kind of cool that you could just stay the course with your current biome, or do something different. It's like kind of like the idea of some variety. At some point, it would be good to, you know, either deposit the stuff we have no use for, or sell off the stuff, or something with the extra gear that we are collecting that, yeah, has no benefit to us right now. There we go. So boss is further to the left. Nothing else from that other room. Although we have some of this here. Quicker cooldown. Sure, not that I'm spamming it that much, but sure. So let's take the north path. Caves of Cud is a good, yeah, it's a very good one, yeah. And I haven't played it in about a year. Very good game though. I haven't played it in a while, but that's a banger. Banger of a game for sure. Snail fella, very nice, and he's dead. Yeah, really, when it comes to those really badass abilities and lowering their cooldown, that kind of thing, that'll only really come in handy for really tough fights like boss battles, because right now we're strong enough where we're able to just kind of power through pretty much any combat with very little conflict. Maybe we're just, I don't know if it's because we're just that good, or what the deal is, or maybe the game just is a little bit on the easy side. It literally just dropped today, so they might need to balance it out further. But so far we have really had no problems. I've noticed that the enemies hit a little bit harder. Slowly but surely that is going up, like, you know, further in complexity and difficulty, but still, we're doing okay, and we're hanging in there. I would presume eventually we'll start to see some more spicy stuff. That guy hit us a little bit, but nothing's too tough for there, and yeah, like, it's, by the time they kind of get to us, we've already damaged the shit out of them. They are higher level, of course, level 3, level 4. So, you know, they're getting up there, but yeah, we're still just kind of powering through them. Yeah, I'm guessing we'll start to see, like, scarier things where we'll have to use more kind of defensive maneuvers, you know, use the dodge a little bit more, try to position better versus just throwing ourselves into the fray and hoping for the best. Eventually. Eventually. I do see that guy there to give us an upgrade. So that's satisfying, just going around and breaking the stuff to get the experience and the extra stiffs. In fact, I think we're pretty close to another level. Another skill point level. That one. Alright, so let's talk to this guy. Also, I did get some items I forgot to look at. We're getting a lot of bows. A lot of bows. I'm assuming that the bows we're finding and the staves we're finding, despite being the one class that cannot use staves nor bows, well, it's not that we can't use it, but we have no benefit using it because we're a warrior. Warrior class is all about swords and shit. I wonder if when you're playing a class, you're going to be more likely to find gear for the class that you are not playing. For the classes you're not playing. Usually it's the opposite. Usually you get like a slight increase in the likelihood of finding stuff for the stuff you're using, stuff for the stuff you're not using. But, you know, it's how it goes. And for that reason, I think I will hold off on equipping this one just because the magic benefit doesn't do us any favors. Unless magic just means mana points, and maybe it does. So this one is persistence, or percentage resistance versus defense, contact damage bonus. Don't really think that helps us necessarily. Got a helmet for the first time. There we go, gotta right click it, there we go. Our inventory is filling up, and I think there is a limited number of spaces in our inventory. So looking for whatever this is. And maybe that, actually, maybe you put that here? No, it's more for crafting. In fact, you can even see there's no equip option like there is for that one there. So yeah, I wonder what's supposed to go there. Maybe we'll know when we see it. These are crafting essences. Gemstones, crafting materials. Yeah, nothing that has an equipable spots to it. Probably going to be rare weapons, maybe even legendary, like unique ones. Who knows, man? Who knows what awaits us? Power blessing, more magic. Yeah, the magic, of course, is not really our thing necessarily. Elemental spirits, static energy. 9.5 seconds. Yeah, lowering the cooldown's a big one for sure. 1.2 seconds. Damage. Yeah, this one is more as you're walking around, which is nice. Generally speaking, I think that's going to be hard to do. Hard to, like, build this up more than once per combat. At least for the time being. I guess that's not so much the case for, like, harder fights like boss battles, and maybe that'll become a thing eventually. And if we're doing a lot of dodges, because you apply 20 stacks of the static energy thing per dodge, and after 100 is when you unleash the Thundershock. So I guess that's a question of which is going to fire quicker. If you do a lot of dodges and a decent bit of moving and attacking versus 9.5 or 10 seconds passing. I could see this one popping more than twice, or more than once at least, during a 9.5 second time frame. So maybe we'll go with that one instead. And that is it for now. So let's go back to the previous room and take on the boss battle. Yeah, so far this biome is pretty similar. Pretty similar. Well, I mean, it looks different, obviously, but difficulty-wise, it's about the same. There's no major surprises just yet, but there is still, if I had to guess, plenty more to be seen. Make some more stuff, get some more... Yeah. Okay, there we go. Now we're starting to build up more health potions. We have 20 mana potions and 17 health potions. Pretty good, pretty good. Alright. There we go. Grab that. And he's done. Just like that, yeah. So the boss is... I mean, it's more of like a... I mean, boss is maybe a strong term. It's more of like a mini-boss at the end of every floor. So nothing overly complicated. But it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. There's like a guaranteed... A little bit of a more elevated, enhanced enemy to fight at the end of each floor. Nothing like we saw at the end of the previous floor where we had the health bar along the top. That was like a more proper boss battle. Still a pretty relative pushover. But yeah, something like that. That's more of like a proper boss battle. Of course, that signified more or less at least the end of that biome. Although we could have chosen to continue in that biome if we wanted to. But I was hoping for some greener pastures, some new territory. So we can continue enhancing this one. Alteria. That's some kind of material, probably. Let's take this one. And on to the next floor. Further to the caves we venture. Floor 5, ladies and gentlemen. 21 health points. Yeah, some health potions. So maybe I was wrong then. Maybe there is no cap. It's weird because sometimes we would find a potion and it would jump to us and the numbers down here would not increase. Don't exactly know. Yeah, like right there. Yeah, that's 22. Okay, so maybe the idea is that there's... Oh, maybe that was something else. Because that was more of like a purple hue than it was like the standard red potion. Maybe there's something else to that. Let's see anything in our bag that would imply that we picked up something and added it to our stores there. So maybe there's like other things that there are potions for that we've yet to encounter. Like maybe there's like other mechanics or other aspects of the game that haven't been introduced to us yet, and those have other potion requirements or I don't know, there's like something else involved that we just haven't been introduced to yet. Ooh, I got hit with a ranged attack. Yeah, I figure ranged attacks, especially in games like this and with a class like this. So there we go. There's some damage. There we go. Yeah, ranged fellas in games like this and Diablo-likes tend to be a real menace to warrior classes like this. So maybe that's where we'll start to have some real challenges. Critical. I don't even... Oh, that's one of the bad guys' effects, not mine. I did get some health just now. And can I get these guys too? And level this one up too. Critical damage, skill cost reduction. If we don't want to increase the cooldown, let me get cost a little bit less, so we can spam it better. That one is also kind of more of a deeper red, kind of purplish hue. I think the number down below, I think the bar down below is what governs our getting skill points bar. Like every time we get the little thing that allows us to enhance one of our skills, one of our abilities. That's the skill points bar down at the bottom there. It says 8 underneath it. So the boss is up top. Let's go down to the non-boss direction first. Somersault through the door. Ooh, excuse me. Quicksand is the thing I'm doing because it did not affect me, just affected them. First, when they give a little heads up as to where the thing is going to be. There's that chain lightning thing, which is actually quite nice. We actually did see that indeed proc twice in a single combat because I was dodging and attacking quite a bit. Yes, I think that's a good one to level into for sure. The debuff one is nice too, especially because we've already leveled it up a decent bit. I think right now it's at once every 8 seconds, which is still not perfect, but it's better than once every 10 seconds. So it is an improvement. Yeah, the orange one and the purple one. I don't know what those are. Maybe they are... I don't know. Maybe there are things that we're taking with us that we're not showing in the inventory. Maybe it'll become clear once we get back to town. Oh, hey, we found these other things, and we're gonna present them to you now. Maybe there's something along those lines. What else have we found, by the way? That's what we saw earlier, the magic one. Found some slime gel. Iron necklace level 5. Damage reduction versus movement speed. Sure. That's the old one, and that's the new one, yep. Magic dust. I thought that was like a funny little helmet, or maybe like a little bell. These are cool little helmets, by the way. What we have right now is level 4 iron helmet damage bonus, magic damage bonus, and attack damage up. Defense, same for both of them. Level 5 versus level 4, okay. So they are rare. Upgrade time, so they just... Okay, this one's a slightly better resistance. Oh, I see. Defense versus resistance. Okay. Sure. That one instead. That sounds nice. This ring as well. So we have % defense and HP. And then we also have % defense and attack damage. HP regeneration. I'm not sure if that's like 14 health per tick, or like, I'm not sure what the 14 means necessarily. Reaction damage. Base attack damage. I think I actually might keep what I've got right now. It's a higher level technically, but I think I like the effects of these guys a little bit more. All right, so what's this guy got? Might just get this one juiced up more. Yeah. Said treasure hunter, although we leveled up a skill. I'm not sure how that applies to treasure, but progress towards the little... I'm not sure if it's like achievements or something. It's a combo. I'm over here like, wait, what are the combos exactly? Combo 1, combo 2. Like, are there different inputs maybe? Oh, maybe it's like... What's Intrepid Warrior? Okay. So any of these things, these 3 things, or just the last attack in your standard combo applies a brave mark. That's cool. Yeah, maybe the idea is you can unlock other combos eventually. Because this doesn't, like, I don't see anything to say, like, well, how do you do the second combo? Is it like, so if you hold the button, it's the same. Is it right click? Because right click does nothing right now. I'm not sure. And there's this one. That's kind of cool. Overview, damage dealt, damage taken. Kind of neat. The blessings we've seen so far. Kind of cool. Just kind of press the other buttons and see what else there is, but I think it's just those 2. Yeah, I was curious if there was anything that tells me more about our abilities that we have, but I guess that's what this screen is, more or less. So you can see, yeah, what level it is right now. That one's only level 2. Yeah. Kind of neat. Let's say guidebook, by the way. It's guidebook. Oh, okay, there we go. So if you wanted more information, so yeah, what is regent? Oh, reagent. Reagent from an elemental reaction. Okay, so, and that's, I thought that was reaction. Damage type resulting with damage instance triggered, blah, 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 blah. Huh. Seems like they're both tied to elemental reaction. Right. It's a little bit surprising. Seems a little bit overly, like, why do we need two qualities for this? Why do we need two terms for this? Or 2 stats for it, rather. Seems a little bit unusual. That's kind of cool. Yeah, a little summary of okay, these are the reaction combinations. There's a whole bunch of them, including Lance. Oh, what was the one earlier? Quicksand. Quicksand is yellow and blue together. Whole lot of numbers and stats. Yeah, not terribly surprising. Not terribly surprising. Yo, what's up, dude? Dad? Were we glazing some Cud? No, it's Caves of Cud. Now we actually haven't played Caves of Cud in a while. It's been like probably about a year or so since I last played. And of course, for a while there, we were doing that as part of our little multiplayer get-togethers with Shake and Alias. But we've gone on to other fun games, other co-op shenanigans, and very cool. Yellow fellers. But yeah, this is Phantom Tower, cool little RPG, little roguelike RPG that just dropped today. Actually, just came out on Monday the 13th. Lucky number right there. And also Shake Raids says, thank you, buddy. We're playing a cool little roguelike. I know, playing a roguelike video game, a game adjacent or inspired by the game Rogue on Twitch.television. We don't know anybody who would ever play roguelikes. Would never ever happen. It just came out today. It's pretty neat so far. It's pretty neat. It's so far been a bit easy. It's been a bit on the easy side. This is my first run so far, and we've kind of been unstoppable, but we're about to fight a boss. So maybe I'm about to eat crow. Thank you very much, my mans. We're talking about Caves of Cud and how it's a very good game. It is a good game. It is a good game, and I haven't played it in a while, but yeah, solid video game. Oh, so it's 2 fellers. 2 fellers as I live and breathe. Well, the first one is dead. There it is. So here's the other fellow. So I guess that's to show that yes, there's multiple boys, and they're all back in town. Ow, he's dead. So there you go. There you go. Not too hard. Not too hard of a fight. And really, none of the fights have been that hard. Even the boss battles. We're starting to get more ranged guys, and when you're playing a warrior class like I am here, usually in games like this, the ranged boys are where you start to have troubles. In Diablo 1, it was the succubi in the Hell region. Those were what I always struggle with when it came to the warrior class in Diablo 1. And of course in Diablo 2, usually around Act 2 is when you start getting those like enormous blobs of skeleton archers. And anytime you have like just an enormous group of archers, that's where things start to get tricky for the melee boys. But otherwise, it's a pretty cool game, even though it's maybe a little bit on the easy side so far. I'm digging it so far, and again, it just came out into early access today, so it'll take the devs probably a little bit while to further refine and balance things out further. Just inevitably, kind of how it goes. I don't know what one of these things. Defense percentage, which is, let's just resistance instead, and also just a raw defense. But this one's blue, so I'll stick with that one because blue's my favorite color. So there you go. And thank you, Alice. Thank you for popping in as well. The stream poop out? Okay, yeah, I was gonna say hopefully it's doing okay. Hopefully we're doing all right. But thank you, Shake. Thank you for that raid. And we do a little shout out for the buddy, for the duders. Shout out for the duders. Thank you, my man. Thank you for that raid. Let's see what Shake was playing. If I had to guess, probably more Rift Wizard. Probably more Rift Wizard. I know. I'm bringing shame upon my family and playing a non-Rift Wizard roguelike. It's true. But no, we're doing a good time. We're having a fun time. This game's been pretty good so far. He says, you are the gamer, so therefore, of course, it's easy for you, Alex. No, I actually saw on Steam other people were having the same reaction to this game. This game just came out. It doesn't have a ton of reviews, but there were a couple people saying the game is pretty neat, but so far, they were just kind of powering through uninhibited. Let me do the... give me even better skill cooldowns and also more affordable skill usage. So, with that, on to the next level of the caves, my man. Shake, as always, if you have any clips you want to share, you know my deal, man. You know my deal. I am so down. So very, very down. Whatever you want to show us. And thank you again, guys. For those that don't know, Alias and Shake, I was just saying we do our usual Sunday group. Alias and Shake are 2/3, or I guess, well, Alias, Shake, and myself are 3/4 of our usual Sunday group. Our fourth, Krath, he's currently out of town. Hanging out with his family. Ugh, so cringe, man. Can't imagine. And I myself, I too will be out of town starting Wednesday morning. So my last stream of the week, save for Sunday, will be tomorrow. So I will, well, I'll probably stream tomorrow. The thing is, I have to get up pretty early Sunday. And I also still need to pack. So it'll be a road trip, so it won't be like a huge trip, but still. Still, it'll be, it's enough of a trip to be making sure I pack enough clothes and all that jazz. So we'll make sure I'm all ready for that. And we'll begin probably the packing process for that. Probably, oh, it's not ready. There it goes. There it goes. I'm trying to get my stuff off. There we go. See, now I'm actually taking real damage. Look at there. Now we're having some challenge. Which I like to see. Bam. There's like a little thing in the bottom that was filling up. It's kind of weird. Instead of my health going down, maybe it's like a shield I have or something. Kind of odd. Anyway, yeah, so yeah, we'll probably stream tomorrow, and then I won't do a stream until Sunday, because we're getting back Sunday afternoon. That is the plan, Arena. That is the plan, Arena. So it's time for Eatsies. As always, if anybody has any Shake clips, anyone has any Shake clips, doesn't have to be from tonight, but if anybody has anything, I'm always down to see what the homies are up to. Shake's a goddamn sweetheart, man. He always raids us. What a cool dude. What a cool, nice fella. Yeah, I you know, jokingly, of course, being like, how dare he spend time with his family? I hope he's having a nice time. I know he said it's a camping trip. Hopefully, wherever they're camping, it's not too hot right now, because here in the Midwest, in the United States at least, it's been kind of not great. It's kind of been a little bit gross. Not nearly as bad as chunks of the past couple weeks, but still not what I would call pleasant. So I hope wherever he is, the weather is behaving, because yeah, that shit can be deeply unpleasant. Ouch. I like how the goats knock you around. I eroded his ass. We have other nifty little passive abilities and other. This game is a roguelike and not a bullet heaven game. You know, if you know about bullet heaven and survivors like games similar to Vampire Survivors. This is not a survivors like game, but what I will say is kind of not that I do like is that you have the abilities that you can use manually, and then you have stuff you can use that kind of pop up automatically based on cooldowns. And I can't hover over the details right now, but we have them down in the bottom left. These little things are representations of some of those extra abilities and how I've leveled them. And instead of pressing a button to activate these things, they just activate when there's bad guys nearby based on cooldowns or other properties. One of them, like this third one here, or the fourth one rather, but it has number 3 on it. That one says as you... In fact, you can kind of see it right now. I have like electric stuff on me. That one says as I'm dodging and attacking things, I'm building up a static charge, and the next thing I attack will take like a big extra... little static shock discharge, fellas. So, and that rate of discharge increases as you level it. But yeah, I kind of like that it happens automatically versus having to like press more shortcut keys for buttons, or for like abilities that I'm in the process of unlocking and leveling up. Speaking of leveling them up, I'm gonna level this one up. And apply some cool stuff. I can knock them back. Radius goes up, or I can apply one of the like elemental abilities to it. I kind of want to increase the radius. That could actually be really nice. So now when I use this thing, it's a much bigger radius, which is very nice. Still a not great cooldown, but we're getting there. We are getting there. Yeah, conditional passives. Yeah, versus having to like memorize a bunch more hotkeys, or right now we have Q, E, and R for the 3 just baked in abilities, and then the space bar to dodge. Also, there is a stamina bar, by the way. This guy right here, but it's not that punishing. And of course, if you run out, it just prevents you from doing it again, so you just gotta wait for a little bit. But yeah, these are the only 3 things you have to worry about manually. Everything else kind of happens automatically. Of course, you want to build up your build to be sensible. You know, select things that synergize well. But it's kind of nice not having to worry, like not having to juggle a billion cooldowns and just worry about well, which is to say, like, oh shit, I need to make sure that I use this thing like when it's available, versus it'll use itself when it's available, versus me having to micromanage, which I kind of appreciate. Ouch. As I was saying earlier, that these range fellas, when they all stick together like that, can be annoying. We did find something earlier, by the way. We found a robe. Of course, our guy is a wizard, or not a wizard. We're a warrior fella, not much of a robe-wearing kind of lad. HP and resistance. So that is more HP and has defense. I think that's probably better for us, honestly. Even though it is higher level, this one has a better rarity. And there's different levels of bat wings. Okay, so the gray robe, level 5. So right now we have a traveler's vest, which seems like it's better for warriors. Defense is a little bit better. Percent of attack versus percent of magic. Oh, we lose the attack bonus. Well, there you go. Well, there you go. I'm going to stick with this one then. So yeah, that's definitely something that's more for mages. Let's see. HP versus reaction damage. I think I like that one more, honestly. That one too. Iron Ray. Lifesteal. That's pretty neat, but it's pretty small. Pretty small percentage. I'll stick with what I have for now, but that is that's maybe a little bit more tempting. Maybe a little bit more tempting. Stick with what we have for now. Swing. If you find these crystals. Ooh, there we go. I was going to say, will that give me more of the... there we go. I think that was a ruby. Yeah, you can get some essences, some crafting materials. And if you find one of those crystal fellas and you break it, it applies the element that represents that crystal to your weapon, so your next attack against a bad guy will get like a special bit of juice to it. And you can combine the colors. So like there's 4 elements, but each element can combine. The elements can be combined in fun ways to cause different really neat effects. So it's kind of fun experimenting a little bit. And on the one hand, you might want to just like to think to yourself, well, in that case, don't break every single one you see, but they can sometimes give you resources. So as a general rule, I do break every single one I see. Even if there's, no enemies around, it's like, well, I still kind of want the goods. Still kind of want the little gubbins and trinkets. I would say keep... Oh, I can't lower the cooldown anymore. That makes me a little bit sad. In that case, I'll level that one. Yeah, some of them I'm just trying to lower their cooldowns, just so they fire more often. Yeah, I really like that lightning one. The lightning one that has the discharge on it. Static discharge. There's only one place left to go, and it's to the boss. And I don't mean Bruce Springsteen. I would never fight him. He's a nice guy. Or, I've never met him, but he seems like a cool dude. I like his music, at least. No, not the boss, just the level, this current floor's boss. Alright. Wait, was there something hiding? There was not. Okay. Last time there were 2 baddies. Oh, this one's got a red health bar on the top, so he's like a real shit boss. Real motherfucker. Or he would be a real motherfucker if I didn't just fucking ruin his shit instantly. He's dead. Yep. So again, game is pretty generous in the grand scheme of things. It's really not that hard. Go run and grab some stuff. There's not a whole lot of stuff that'll really be all that exciting, most likely, but I'll grab what we can find. Chunk. And you need to remember that you get a slight speed boost, just like in Ocarina of Time, just like in Zelda. You can somersault around, and it's slightly faster. But unlike Legend of Zelda, there is a stamina bar you have to adhere to. I am surprised by the just sheer number of kinds of enemies in this game. I don't know if I would say there's like a ton of enemy variety in how they behave, but there's just a lot of different kind of monsters and baddies, which is kind of neat. It's kind of cool. Damage bonus and the reduction in damage being received. Let's go with that one. That sounds kind of nice. And on to the next floor. Further into the caves, deeper we go. So in Diablo 1, the first biome was the cathedral. The cathedral dungeons. The second biome was the caves, and this is the second biome for this game. I wonder if the third biome is going to be... What was the third biome in Diablo 1? Diablo 1, yeah, you went from the... Oh, it was the catacombs. The catacombs was Diablo 1. Yeah, so I wonder if that's... What if that's going to follow that same kind of pattern? I can't remember what it's called. Like, I can remember it visually, but I couldn't remember. Oh, no. I think I had it backwards. The catacombs was the second biome. The third was the caves. Because that's the one with all the lava. Yeah. Okay, now I remember. Look at that. My Diablo knowledge is slipping. My old age. Ouch. It went right from me. And then they're all exploding. I wonder if that explosion hurt them, too, because they all died very quickly. They did quite a bit of damage. Oh, no, we're not done. Quite a bit of damage there, but... We got him. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. So I should check my inventory because we're getting some nifty things. You never get... I don't think you ever get like inventory things from breaking crystals and breaking jars and vases, except for those essences. But this is how you get stuff for your guy, including some legit actual whole ass armor. And it has lifesteal. Look at that. Look at that. So, I mean, the one we had, of course, was all fine and dandy. It says a bit better defense and no attack bonus. But it's got that lifesteal and a little bit more defense percentage added on top. And also, like, you know, that was leather. This is metal. I mean, well, it's a little bit of metal. So, by virtue, of course, it's got to be a little bit better, right? A little bit sad we found no weapons for my guy, but we found so many bows. So many goddamn bows and quite a few staves, quite a few staffs and rods as well. Great for the ranger and spellcaster class respectively, but not so good for a warrior fella such as myself. So game is holding out on us. I'm gonna be sad if the game does the opposite of what some RPGs do, where if you're playing as a class, you're more likely to find stuff for the class you're playing as you go along. This game might do the opposite. Maybe you're more likely to find stuff for guys you're not playing as. Maybe that's how it is. Maybe that's to encourage you to like kind of bounce around to other classes and not just mainline one. So I knocked the shit out of those guys, so I gotta wait for my cooldowns to pop back in before I can do the cool stuff. So I see another militia armor on the ground there, so give me more militia armor. So the armor stuff at least is getting kind of fancy schmancy. Can I pick it up? Uh-oh, is my inventory full? Yes, yes it is. That happened a lot faster than I thought it would. That's what she said. I guess some of these things... Oh, there's different rarities. Oh, different rarities of these things. Interesting, interesting. The wolf fangs look like animal crackers, I'll say it. The wolf fangs look like little, like, dolphin-shaped animal crackers. It's kind of cute. And what's up, Mighty's good to see you, bud. We're playing a pretty cool little game so far. It just came out today. It's called Phantom Tower. I'm digging it so far. However, we have just had we've reached an interesting little impasse. So I don't know what to do when your inventory fills up. Maybe I just have to, like, you know, just abandon things. Or I do see this option here. Move. Does that send it back to our warehouse? So let's say, is there like a really good weapon here that we can't use? Well, for one thing, this is the better version of what we have right now, I think. It doesn't have lifesteal, but it does have better defense and better defense. You know what? I think that... I don't know. Lifesteal actually might be kind of nice. I think I'll stick with that. But say if I want to send this back to my stash, can I say move? Is that what that does? No, that just moves it in the inventory. Crap. So in that case, sure enough, I have to start dropping shit that is of no use to us. Let's drop the... Oh, wait. How do you drop things? Oh, gosh. Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah. You destroy it when you drop it. You don't just drop it on the ground, you fucking break that shit. So in that case, let's multi-select. Let's remove a bunch of like level 1 stuff that we know won't be of any benefit to us later on. So let's get rid of all these weapons that are for classes we can't use, and if they're level 1 and just like who gives a crap? Who gives a crap about them? Level 2 as well. Wait, is multi-select working? Multi-select. Maybe I did it wrong. Oh, now there's the check mark. There we go. There we go. So let's draw. What? There we go. We're gonna destroy a bunch of this stuff. Now it's a shame when you destroy it. It means gone forever. No way to like recycle it for raw resources or anything. So that's a bit of a shame. But so it goes. So that's some level 3, level 4 stuff. Let's just do the first bundles of level 3 things. I'll keep the raw materials. Let's drop those guys. And if there was a shuffle option. Oh, there we go. Sort. There we go. It's a little bit better. That's a little bit nicer. That's a level 1 one as well. Yeah, get rid of this level 1 garbage for babies. Get it out of here. Drop that one too. Yeah. Okay. So now we cleared out a little bit of space, but yeah, we have our work cut out for us when it comes to managing our inventory. So that's something we'll have to figure out as we go. Yeah, happy someone's... I appreciate that, Mighties. I appreciate you seeking us out and popping in, man. It's good to see you, bud. I know you said you played the demo a little bit. Have you also picked up the full game? Because I didn't even get a chance to play the demo. I just jumped into the full thing. Ooh, experience bonus. That's really nice. We have the benefits down here, the active blessings we have going on. I don't know if that's only for this biome and it resets at the end when we go to the next one or what, but those little passive bonuses are pretty nifty. That being said, we did fight a boss that had a proper boss health bar earlier. And we're still in the caves biome, where we haven't had an opportunity, at least, to jump to any further biomes. So yeah, we still got some unfinished business here for sure. Yeah. Oh, you did buy. Oh, you're right. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry about that, Midas. Yeah, I misread. Yeah, you did buy the game, yeah. Yeah, I think I saw the demo. I didn't see it, I know Steam sometimes does this where you can leave reviews for demos. I think it was for this one where I saw that there were some folks that had left some reviews, and I was kind of curious about it. I was actually fortunate enough to get a review key for this game. That was kind of what brought me into the fold, because I'm very much an enjoyer of roguelike kinds of games, this kind of action RPG kind of thing. I love this kind of thing. So when I saw this one come across my radar, I was like, well, seems kind of neat. Put my name in for a review request for the game and managed to get it. So I was like, you know what, let's play it the day it comes out. What better time to just dive on in? So I kind of just went in blind. But I did see that generally most of the reviews on the demo, at least, were pretty positive. I think I saw on the main review page for this game, now that it's out, some folks are saying that the game is good, but maybe on the easy side. I would say we're probably seeing that to some degree right now. The game is definitely good, but yeah, I would say overall we really haven't been challenged too much. We're starting to see that, yeah, the bad guys are getting a little bit tougher. The swarms of them, when they're all kind of clumped together like that, getting a little bit tougher. But nothing to really put our feet to the fire just yet. But that's the thing, though. It's only our first run. And only the second biome. We're in the caves, as I'm sure you've noticed, Mighties. So we are still pretty early on. There's still plenty of time to get the weird shit when things start to get spicy on us. So let's take a look here. But I hope you're digging it, though, Mighties. Because, yeah, if you played the demo, you've kind of seen a little bit what to expect. I will juice this one up a little bit more. You've seen a little bit what to expect, but hopefully you're getting to delve a little bit deeper. Because, you know, usually demos, of course, have... a little bit less depth to them as far as like what they let you do. Sometimes certain functionality are locked and they'll say like, whoa, sorry, that's for the main game only. Of course, they won't let you go very far for a single run just in general, but yeah, even like some like just certain abilities just aren't available. An easy comparison for a game like this is Diablo. So that's one of the first things I thought when I first saw it. I love that kind of dungeon crawling experience. I love good dungeon crawler. This game is kind of an interesting mix of roguelike and dungeon crawler, and also a little bit of that kind of bullet heaven survivors, like, you know, Vampire Survivors kind of thing, kind of, sort of. Maybe to not as much of a degree as others. By the way, I should be looking at the stuff I'm finding, because our inventory is filling up once again. No surprise there. Bear fur, level 3. Don't remember fighting any bears, but apparently we did. Oh, the boosts, you're right. I keep forgetting about those. Yeah, good reminder, good reminder. Hey, what's up, Carrie? Oh, no, I appreciate it. No, it's okay, Carrie. It's funny because it says first-time chatter, and you've definitely been here before, Carrie, so I don't know why it said first-time chatter, because I know you've been around. Yeah, it's like there are definitely screen names I recognize. I know I've seen you before. I appreciate you popping in the bud. And I do appreciate the follow. Not, of course, never a requirement, but always appreciated. Survival vest. Ooh, and I'm a little bit surprised. It looks like that's a little bit nicer than this guy here, because you know, militia armor with metal, but this one, oh, but it's survival vest. Oh man, level 7. Better defense. Attack bonus. Hey, it's got that MP regeneration. I'll kind of miss the lifesteal, but I think I'm okay with that. I think I'm okay with that one. Haven't found any bracers in a while, so defense and resistance. That is critical damage and reaction mastery. Honestly, I don't know. Critical damage is nice. I think I'd rather have the defense and resistance bonus, though, truth be told. Poison. Now, can I equip that? Because there's still a thing here. I don't know what we equip there. Maybe some other trinket or chalice or something. That's a crafting material. Okay. HP is good. Damage bonus. Not bad. I don't know, man. I mean, 2% HP boost. How much are we talking? Yeah, we'll take it. We'll take it. Ooh, critical damage and MP percentage. That's actually a little bit tempting. I think I actually will grab that one. And a defense bonus. Oh, wait, no, that's the old one. Critical damage. I think I might take it for the MP percentage increase. More magic means I can spam my abilities a little bit more obnoxiously. Very good. And then this one, movement speed versus physical damage reduction. I do like me some movement speed. Magic damage reduction versus skill damage bonus. I think I might like that one a little bit more. Yeah. Then we have throw ring and oh, that's a belt, not a ring. Okay. I thought that was a ring for some reason. Anyway, so yeah, so it's that one. Attack damage and percent defense. Attack versus physical damage reduction. I think I might stick with that one, actually. That's pretty good. Good enough for me. Good enough for me. It's a magic belt. Okay, I need to recognize that the belts and the rings, they're positioned similarly. Like their graphics are kind of angled the same way. So it takes my brain a second to recognize them. I think that's good. Inventory still has some open spaces, but not a ton. We'll probably have to do another round of combing through our stuff pretty soon here. But yeah, first, critical chance go up. I do like critical chance go up. Big fan of that, yeah. Good. But yeah, digging the game so far. That's awesome, bud. That's awesome. Level 40. So yeah, so it sounds like it goes quite a ways. I'm gonna guess that it probably goes all the way up to 100 if I had to guess. Having never played this before, I know they say the tower is vast and the zenith is distant. But usually these kinds of things have some kind of very even number. Convenient number of floors. So I'm gonna guess if 40 is where things get spicy, then yeah, then 100 is probably the tippity top. Yeah, I've definitely seen you in Shakespeare. I want to say I've seen you here as well before, Carrie. But maybe I'm wrong. Sometimes I get the screen names mixed up. Also, check out Hellforged. You know, I recognize that name. I've heard that name before. A way to like just bring up Steam. That's fine. Hellforged. Oh, it's on my list. Well, there you go. Yes, I'm guessing it's this one, Hellforged. Yeah, it's not out yet. There is a playtest. Ooh, good to know. Single player. All right. Yes. Very similar to this kind of deal. Yes, that's on my. That apparently is already on my list. Apparently I was already quite aware. News to me. That's awesome though. Yeah, I'll keep my eyes peeled for that one for sure. And knowing there's a playtest is good to know. Actually, this probably doesn't matter. 2 of these guys. Man. Knock the shit on. There we go. They got some AoE, some area of attack kind of shenanigans. And they're both dead. They actually died before I can even use the whirlwind attack again on them. Gonna guess that one hurts me? Oh yeah, that one hurts me. Yeah. Not too shabby. So yeah, that's generally how most of the fights go by this point in the game. We're on floor 7, so you know, not quite as far as Mighty's. Mighty's is a little bit farther than I am. 40 versus 7. I've got some catching up to do, but I'll get there eventually. I mean, that being said, it is getting kind of late, so I can't go super late tonight. We'll probably go maybe another hour, maybe more like 45 minutes, but we'll kind of play it by ear, depending on how quickly I can get sucked in. You can teleport yourself through the floor. Wait, hold on. You can teleport yourself through the floor. Wait, do you mean like as a glitch or like as an intended feature? Like if you meant like some kind of way to go back to town? Because I do find myself with a plethora of extra stuff in my inventory that I don't have room for. that I'll eventually have to kind of sort through, because my spots are starting to dry up here a little bit. So if there's a way to like go back to town, like a town portal, I would definitely be curious. Anything else here, by the way? Curiously enough, I can't bring up the map now. It's kind of odd. Maybe the idea is once you kill the boss. Yeah, maybe once you kill the boss, the map becomes... Okay, there, I can just click it. Oh, I see what you're saying. You can just teleport there. That's what you mean. That's awesome. Now, I don't know why the map button doesn't work anymore, but that's probably what they meant. Yeah, just teleport right there. That's really slick. That's really neat. I had no idea. That's really cool. On to the wetlands. Let's fucking do it, baby. Yeah, thanks for pointing that out, Mighties. I would have missed that otherwise. Wetlands. Well, it's a nice little outdoorsy area after doing all this dungeon crawling. All this dungeon dwelling, being a little like underground goblin fella. Now we can see some sunlight, touch some grass, as it were. This is more akin to Act 3 in Diablo 2, where you went to the forests, they're not forests, the jungle of Karast. Yeah, there you go. From Sweden, you're doing a great job, Mighty. You're doing a great job. Yeah, when English is not your first language, I can only imagine. English is a fucked up language. So I feel sympathy for anyone who has to learn that language after the fact. I was easy mode. I learned that shit as a kid, so I lucked out. But having to learn it later in life, it's a weird ass language. You're doing just fine, Mighties. Get these guys. We're able to. Ooh, getting some big boys, and they explode on death. Quicksand, I think, just slows them down enough and actually damages them. And there we go. Not too bad. Some more stuff, some vests, another helm, wolf fur. All right. I'm gonna get myself a free greenie, a free greenie. Not a free granny though. Let's see what I grabbed. Inventory once again filling up pretty quickly here. It's our old one. And I think that was our old bracer as well. Yep, I recognize that one. So, yeah, that was a ring I did not choose to use. This is a new one. Attack percentage and magic damage reduction. I think I'll stick with one I have right now. Plain ass leather vest. Nothing fancy on it. Physical damage bonus. Magic damage bonus. Well, magic damage, I'm not sure if that would apply to, like, my physical weapon abilities necessarily. It's not magic necessarily. I think I'll stick with what I got. It's fine. Wolf for level 1. Oh, but it's rare. Okay. It's not. Oh, well, I guess that's the thing. There's not levels for the reagents, for the crafting materials. There's not levels for them, but there are qualities for them. Common, uncommon, rare, that kind of thing. I don't think we found anything above rare so far, but I'm assuming there probably is. There probably are different ones. 4 languages, what in the world? That's incredible. Making yourself understand ununderstandably, says. No, that's incredible. 4 languages. I struggle with just having the one. I'm a dumbass American that just knows one language. Just knows English. And I struggle with that one even, honestly. So, I have a couple friends that have studied multiple languages. But yeah, it's true. I'm monolingual. Which, well, like I said, big respect for those who have the wherewithal and also enough brain mass to be able to handle multiple languages, because that shit is not easy. You were in New York before? So yes, you've been here before, yeah. I'm in the Midwest of the United States, so I'm like geographically right in the middle. Right in the middle of the continental United States, so... yeah, the coasts are where there's like a lot of people. There's a lot of action, a lot of like exciting stuff happening out there. I'm in the middle of the country, which is a little bit more quaint, a little bit more boring, a little bit more quiet. There are those that would tell you that's real America, but I don't know. America's one big fucked up place, for better or for worse. Remember how I said how the wolf teeth looked like dog treats or like animal crackers? Like little dolphin-shaped animal crackers? These are just straight up dog treats. These are just straight up bone fragment dog treats. Don't try to tell me that's little doggy treats I can give to our doggy. Let's apply, let's see, lower the move speed. Bleed stacks. Make him bleed. Let's do that one. So we got that one all juiced up. Yeah, let's go through and remove some stuff we have no purpose for. Multi-select. What are some level, like, actually, there's actually even some lower level armor we could probably get rid of. So that is a level 4 helm. We'll keep the level 7 one. Yeah, multi-select on. Level 4 one we'll get rid of. Level 3 leather traveler vessel, get rid of that one. These, get rid of these as well. Get rid of that one too, I think. The robe. Get rid of the wooden bow. Composite bow. Like I'll keep the higher level. Actually, maybe that's too. Maybe there's that too. Maybe I could keep that one, and if I can put it back in the warehouse, maybe our other classes could utilize other class stuff. I think I will do is get rid of that level 2 one, that level 3 one. So I'm looking to like offload just the low level stuff that I have no purpose for. Because if they're lower level, if we get back to town, we probably can't sell them for very much. Probably not worth much, or can't be like reduced to their basic materials for, you know, very much worth. You might get some iron or some steel out of it, but not much benefit to it. Let's get rid of these things I've clicked so far. Destroy 10 things. All right, so that opens up some slottage, some slottages. It's good for now, but yeah, there's still plenty more where they came from. Plenty more. You'll eventually get a bigger bag. Yeah, I figured like, well, in fact, I think I saw earlier, it was one of the first things we grabbed. It was this thing. Expansion fragments for inventory expansion. So I figure eventually we can use this stuff to expand our inventory size. So I figure we'll get there eventually. But for our first run, gotta be mindful of these things and be choosy about what you choose to take with you. Kind of what I'm thinking. Should I grab all this stuff? In fact, that's part of why I'm making sure to take a moment to break all the barrels and boxes and vases, just because those are the things that sometimes have those little expansion fragments on them. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Expansion fragments for your booty hole. Expand cheeks, specifically. Movement speed. Actually, movement speed would be kind of nice. I can already feel the difference. I can feel it, Mr. Krabs. Especially when it comes to boss battles and getting out of the scary AoE kind of situations. I think north is the boss. Just kidding, it's south. We're going down to the boss battle time, baby. We're doing that shit. Super expensive, yeah, and I don't have a lot of money. I'm slowly acquiring money. I'm guessing selling stuff is a nice way to get money. Selling stuff and kind of dealing with stuff back in the base. There's one right there. There's one of those little fragment things. Wreck it all. 2 out of 5 stars. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Here we go again. Oh, wrong button. There we go. That's the one I wanted. Whoop. Ow. Whoop. Little spin attack. And kapow. Apply some bleed. Ouch. To see, he might just bleed himself to death, and that's exactly what happened. Floor 8 complete. I'm gonna guess that when we get to 10, multiples of 10 is probably where things start to get spicy. So we're still clicking along at a pretty confident pace here. We did lose a bit of health there, obviously, but we're still doing okay. But if I had to guess, floor 10 is where we're gonna see probably a bit of a jump. A jump in weirdness. The weirdness of what they're throwing at us. Selling stuff will do it. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. As I'm not gaining a ton just organically right now, at least. Stores the whole stuff in their ass. There was a game we played called Crashlands years ago. This was like 10 some odd years ago. It was forever ago. Well, maybe not 10 years ago, but it was like 20. Well, no, it was almost 10 years ago. It was before I started streaming on a regular basis. It's called Crashlands, and the whole like shtick for the game is that you don't have your inventory is basically unlimited, and like everything in your inventory can be unlocked and upgraded, and the whole thing is about like trying to encourage you to pick up as much shit as possible. And yeah, at one point the whole joke is like, where do you store all of your stuff that you're finding? Is there a black hole inside you? Is the guy's gaping asshole just so huge and voluptuous? We can ump it to 12%. I'm gonna guess that's not an additional 12%. It's the 10% boost becomes 12%. Same thing with this one here, which I think actually is worth investing into. And further up into the wetlands we go. Floor 9. So like I said, if 10 is where things get spicy, this might be the last quiet one. We'll see. We shall see. Grab those guys. Before the fall of the... I know, it's been a minute. It's been a minute, yeah. No, because, yeah, back in, like, 2016, I would stream every once in a while. It was just an every once in a while basis. It was back when I was at my... Not even my old condo, but the old apartment that I rented before I bought that condo years ago. And, yeah, it was before I had a regular schedule. Was I still working my old job at that point? No, I worked at my now current job in 2015. Yeah, and summer 2015, late summer 2015. So no, by that point I was working my now current job. But it was the before times, man. It was the good old days. Back when I was a young, virile single bachelor, single stud. I was then single and ready to mingle. Now I'm an old married dingus. Ouch. So I for some reason I was thinking the quicksand was gonna damage him. I don't know why I thought quicksand would damage him. Just slows his ass down. For health potions, I have a collection of 59 health potions and 38 mana potions. And of course, if things get down to it, I'll have to use those potions to keep my ass alive. But hopefully, we'll need them for a while. I do want to see at some point, you know, every RPG does this kind of thing differently. When you use a health potion, is it like, oh, there's like a 4-second cooldown before you can use it again? Or can you just go bop, 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 and just like mash a bunch of them? Also, if you know how, like, if you, like, I don't know if you guys ever have this, but when in the rare occasion when I drink an energy drink, it happens like once a month. I rarely drink energy drinks, but if I do, of course, usually the cans are quite tall. It's a tall can, which means there's a lot of fluid, which means you drink one of those suckers, you're gonna have to hit the restroom after a little bit. And whenever I use the restroom, whenever I go to pee after drinking an energy drink, my piss always has like a slightly odd hue. It's like a slightly odd color of yellow. It's a fairly light shade of yellow because, of course, I try to keep myself hydrated, and those things are very voluminous. But I've noticed, yeah, like if I drink an energy drink, sometimes it's just like a slightly odd color. It's like a little bit brighter than I would expect. More of like a neon, just brighter kind of a day glow color. It's just a little bit unusual. So my question to you, dear viewer, is if you drink 59 health potions all at once and your character needs to pee, what color will that pee be? And or like what will be different about it? What will be different about it? That's what I wonder. So maybe, Elgausa, to your point, making a game where the hero stores all the stuff he finds in his butthole, in his giant gaper, maybe his other power is there's like a pissometer that you have to manage. I like the running in place. There's a pissometer you have to manage, and as that meter goes up, you have to make sure to like take time to pee, give yourself health breaks or bathroom breaks. But also depending on what you're drinking, depending on like, you know, the health stuff you're drinking or the mana potions or, you know, speed potions, the potions you're drinking, it like alters what kind of piss it is, and you can use that piss as a weapon, as a crafting material, as a teleportation device. Like you get all these like extra abilities because again, you're mixing all these potions together in your body. Why not have that be part of the game mechanic? I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Alex, send this genius idea over to, you know, I don't know, Devolver Digital, you know, get them on the horn. Because they love weird shit, and Alex, you're a fucking genius. So, I don't know. Maybe there's something there. Depends on the method of action of the healing spell. Divine power, neutral, yeah. The urine is platforming, so we'll call it P-latforming. At that point, it's just Mario Sunshine, but instead of like the hover nozzle firing downwards, it's just a P that it's just a P stream you're just firing downwards to like launch you up. That's basically just a Mario Sunshine mod right there. Didn't say it was a bad idea. It's still a genius idea. We are not taking the wizard. That's the name of the art installation. Yes, I've even got it. Wait, yes, is it bookmarked? Alright, hold up. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty weird. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. The idea of yeah, like, you know, you're using your body to like mix together all these reagents and between the healing potions and mana potions and other questionable things you're consuming, you find in a dungeon. There's something to it. I think there's something to that, August. I think we're cooking with this idea. That stuff would smell funky, yeah. Probably a lot of that. Probably a lot of it would. Bam. Whirlwind. Oh, shit. See, now these guys are actually hitting pretty hard. Pretty decently hard. There we go. And they're all dead. Not too bad. Not too bad. Once again, inventory filling up again. No surprise there. No surprise there. We're actually finding new weapons now. Holy moly. We haven't found a weapon in a bajillion years. Cool new amulet just dropped its purple Scarlet Fury. Fury. Wishful thinking. Definitely go for that one, obviously. Found a cool new bow that we can't utilize, but it's neat. It is neat. Iron belt. HP versus percentage of mana. It's actually less HP, so no thank you. No thank you. Attack speed and physical damage bonus. Kind of tempting, actually. Kind of tempting. Yeah, let's go for it. We got it. Of course, they have the same icon, so it's not so obvious at first. Water essence. Iron belt. Critical damage and HP. That's actually less HP. Even though it's a higher level, it's a lower rarity, so no thank you. Necklace, except we just got a really good necklace. Damage bonus and magic damage bonus. Nah, I think I'm good. Well, once again... That's weird. Why is the sort... Oh, maybe I need to do this first. So, this one. Purple! Gonna guess purple means better. Oh, wait, actually, no, maybe this one's better. Skill cost reduction. That's actually pretty good. So it costs less. Cooldown, though. I kind of want to have it... Well... Let's have the cooldown go down. That sounds nice. Fucked up wizard. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of like that one too, Agasso. It's a good mental image. Well, maybe not a good mental image, but a good game idea. That is it for my coconut soda. Nice little treat. A little treat to myself. Hashtag treat yourself. Still no sort option. Maybe I need to deal with this first. Maybe that'll open that up in the UI. Just kind of an odd UI limitation. Skill point, obtain the rare stuff, whatever Alteria is. 8 rat tails. So random. I guess I'll just take the upgrade. So, still no sort option. What the heck? I wonder if the UI is bugged. It's not the end of the world. Okay, you have to click something and then say sort. Okay, that's the issue. So yeah, as far as things to drop are concerned. So can probably... actually don't have very many of these. Before... Kind of weird that it placed this bow so far away. So I'm kind of tempted to hang on to stuff for the other classes that we'll eventually get to use. But yeah, as far as things that are fairly low level... Or you know what? Level might not be a huge issue. Maybe let's just get rid of things that are of, like, less exciting rarity. Maybe that's the focus here instead. Get rid of all these. Because it seems like the level aspect is neat, but the rarity aspect is more significant. Because there's been a few instances where we would see something that is a higher level, like a level 7 green thing versus a level 2 blue thing. But the level 2 blue thing is way better, so it's like that's probably a more virtuous and, like, deciding factor. So I'll hang on to that one, but I'll get rid of everything else. And of course, when you drop it, you don't just drop it, it gets destroyed. It's gone 5 ever. I get the other sword, by the way, because I did see there was a sword on the ground. Did I grab it? Hopefully I grabbed it. I'll feel like a silly person if I didn't. Unless I dropped it, unless I vanquished it by mistake. Would feel really silly if I did, but entirely possible. Looks like that. Because that's an iron sword, right? Yeah, that's an iron sword. Unless it was like... Yeah, maybe I destroyed it by accident. Well, that'll be more like it, I'm sure. Yeah, that was the reason I was clearing out my inventory, was to make room for the thing I just found, and now it's gone. Not an issue, though. Like I said, there'll be more where that came from. It's just a bummer because we're still using the default level 1 iron sword that we started with. We found so much other stuff for other classes. And nothing for this guy yet. We're doing okay otherwise. We're doing okay despite that. In spite of the level 1 weapon. Level 1 basic bitch weapon. We're doing okay otherwise. Let's go... Oh, that wasn't even the boss battle. Right. Actually, that makes sense because it was just a couple of dudes. Nothing big and scary. Down here's gonna be the boss battle. Little somersaults. So that makes me go faster, but we are still somewhat limited by the stamina bar. Makes me a little sad that standing still does not increase the stamina bar or replenish the stamina bar any faster. But I am grateful that attacking has no effect on the stamina bar. Not very realistic, but that's okay. I don't really mind. I'm not here for realism necessarily. I'm here for fun. Oh, I was a little bit early on that one. Half his health right there. Look at that. We're fucking gaming. Ow. Oop. It seems like that last one, that R ability is the one that does like big damage. We got his ass. Hardly lost any health. Didn't have to use any potions. Nice and easy. Chunk. 62 health potions. That is a lot. A lot of health potions, which means a lot of things. A lot of health potion to piss out. Chunk. Ooh, excuse me. I missed that one. I'll grab it. And we're all set. Let's take our reward and then go on to the next level. Again, level 10 awaits. Adventure awaits! Huzzah! I think... I'm kind of sad we don't have that lightning ability to upgrade anymore. Oh, there we go. Now the cooldown is going down further. That makes me happy. First, I thought it was locked to 8. Further into the wetlands, floor 10. Here we go. We're a legend of the tower. If I had to guess, that probably means the max level is either 100, maybe just 50. Because if level 10 is 1/5 through that 5-star rating, and maybe that means that 50 is the tippity top. Still any new weapons, by the way? It's like I didn't like it. Just didn't take the inventory a second to resync or anything. No, nothing. That's okay. I'm sure we'll find something badass, something cool and shiny for our cool warrior man in no time at all. All right, floor 10. Are bad guys like really hard now? Are we struggling? All right, am I getting my ass kicked yet? Not particularly. I mean, they're a little bit tankier. I can definitely feel the difference in their tankiness. But nothing overly concerning just yet. Or basically just kind of, you throw some special attacks out. You do some dodging. You do a couple basic attacks here and there. And then you wait for the cooldowns to reset. Once they've reset, you hit with more special attacks. And just kind of rinse, repeat. It's been working pretty well for us so far. The maps are getting bigger, by the way. I'm noticing that it's taking more to find the boss. Or to reach the boss, rather. And, of course, I could go right for him. Or I could do the optional bonus areas. I always love me a good bonus area. So we shall do. Also love breaking vases and boxes like a proper Zelda gamer. Ow! There we go. Get that one. Didn't do a ton of damage to that guy. Oop. And then that one. That's a lot of damage. That's what we like to see. That's what we like to see. That's a lot of damage. Yeah. Got his ass. Yeah, I thought the same thing, I guess, when I heard myself say it. I was like, oh, B emoji. Bonus damage. Bonus soda. Welcome back, mighties. We got the reward for that guy. Still no weapon. And in fact, we have a couple of... Oh, we have a mithril necklace. But I got a really shiny necklace, man. Critical chance. HP of 2%. I do like that, but this one's purple, okay? I mean, what more do you need? The damage bonus is nice. I'm actually not sure what Scarlet Fury does or what it means, but it's purple and therefore it's better. So that tells me everything I need to know. It has like a better rarity rating, and that's all I need. That's all I need. It's good enough for me. Let's take a look at what you've got for us. Experience bonus? Yes, that is legit good. Even if it's only a 5% increase from what it was previously, still worth it. Still worth it, my man. My lad. Archer is good. Yeah. I was thinking I'd probably try I would probably, like, after this run ends, I would try a different class for sure. I wouldn't just do warrior again. I'd be tempted to try mage, but you know how it goes in games like this. Usually mage, like spellcasting, is a little bit harder in games like this, a little bit more complicated. I would be curious, though. I would be curious. But yeah, knowing me, I would probably go for archer next. Well, it depends on how long we go. I mean, we're probably not... What will probably happen inevitably is when when it gets close to, like, quitting time, we'll just go ahead and, you know, just hit exit and quit. And hopefully there's autosaves. Hopefully there are autosaves. In fact, Mighties, I would ask you, since you've played this game, do you know if this game autosaves? Or, like, if you quit out of a run, does it just, like, kill the whole run for you and you have to, you know, start from the beginning? Which really wouldn't be the end of the world. What I would be more concerned about is, you know, does the stuff I have go away forever if I, like, quit out of the game? Because the stuff I have, you know, the progression we've managed to go towards so far, I would rather not have that go to waste. And if that means, like, letting myself die so we can go back to the town and deposit things, that'd be fine, too. It will save... Okay, thank goodness, because it's like, as long as I'm not having to do this all in one sitting, because that'd be a little bit much. Yeah, knowing there's auto-saving, that's very reassuring. Thank you, Mighties. Very helpful knowledge. Helpful intel. We're getting... Oh, we have 69 health potions, by the way. That is the correct number of health potions to have. I'm gonna ruin it eventually by picking up more, but for now, we have the correct number. Is that a motherfucking bear? More motherfucking bears. Plural. It's a funny noise. Heard like a... He was making like a Waluigi noise for a second there. Get this one leveled up too. Base damage, critical damage, cooldown. Hit me with that base damage. Small cooldown increase. Oh, I did ruin it by getting 70 health potions like a doofus. Like a darn old doofus. Saw it coming a mile away. No surprise there. If you get back to town, though, it will not save you. That's fair. That's fair. So Alteria is that stuff. Oh, okay. That's good to know, Mighties. Thank you. I was wondering what that Alteria stuff was. I've seen it mentioned a couple times. Okay, there was some kind of purpose to it. Alright, on to the boss battle. Level 10 feeling pretty similar to level 9, and etc, etc, but... Who knows? Who knows? Maybe there's like some wild shit awaiting us. These guys are a little bit tankier. Oop. Got a cool little shield, but he feels really cool about himself. Why dispel your cool little shield? It just fuck him up enough. Fuck him up enough, he'll lose it. I don't actually know if I missed there. There we go. Not too bad. Just avoid his bullshit. Avoid the AoEs and you're good to go. Ooh, that's really cool looking. So maybe that means we're off to a new and exciting looking biome. Break the rest of these things and see what awaits us. Yeah. That's the fancy currency. Yeah. I figured you need a lot of it. Oh, that's this stuff. That's what it is. Okay. It's the standard currency. It says it's fractured. It's going to be hard to finish. I like the idea of a challenge. I like the concept of a challenge, especially given how you know, how late it's getting. So if we're about to enter into something scary, I might try it. Oh, okay, it is. Okay, you're saying this is a different thing. Also, yeah, we have different levels of rewards, which is neat. Unidentified rune. Outside or inside the tower. I was gonna say, the fact that there's so much of it sounds wonderful. I think I'll take that. I don't know if it's in my inventory. If Sylvan Wood. Isn't it good? Sylvan Wood. That's pretty cool. Take that. And that's a belt, right? Yeah, not a ring, but a belt. And it's purple. Needless to say. Maybe it's part of a set. The Verdant Embrace. Yeah, maybe it's part of a set. Scarlet Fury, yeah. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Alright. Alright, do I do the temple? Or do I do this thing? Let's do this thing. Tower Challenger. That's me. It's a fractal. So, oh, it's a survival kind of deal. Survive some number of waves. Oh, it's like, oh, I see what's going on. Okay. Have to choose. Okay. Stat increase. You get less base attack damage. Enemies spawn that gain buffs. Periodic whirlwind forms. Damage entities. That one. Alright, here we go. 3 seconds. Coming in hot. What awaits us? It says you're done now. Honestly, if I die here, that's perfectly fine because it's getting kind of late. So if I get got here and that's GG's, then that's a good excuse to kind of wrap it for the night. And I was saying, this game's been pretty easy on me, so I would kind of embrace an opportunity to get a little weird with it. I can't somersault. Oop. Also, potions. Am I drinking the potion? I'm pressing 1. I'm pressing 1 and the potions don't go. So maybe you can't heal. Yeah. Maybe that's the idea. Maybe you're not allowed to use the potions here. Ooh. Oh, revive, sure. Rise from your grave. Oop. Oop. Unless the potion is active and it's just a very slow over time heal. I'm impressed. This is a enormous increase in complexity and difficulty. Yeah, these are wildly difficult. Like, what a huge jump. These are all level 15 boys. Oh my god, they all just fucking exploded on my ass. So there's my first death. But like I said, the timing actually works out pretty well. Reach floor 15. I'm gonna guess those are probably predetermined. Maybe every 10 or 15, maybe not predetermined, maybe every either every 10 or 15 floors you have a chance of one of those popping in, or maybe they're just more likely to happen in the later floors. That was our first run. So, we never found a better weapon. We saw a weapon on the floor, and either I trashed it by complete accident, or it just got deleted. I don't know, but somehow we never found anything better weapon-wise. The gear we happened to wear was actually pretty all right. Otherwise, we found some rare weapons or legendary, maybe legendary weapon, or not weapons, but pieces of equipment. I didn't realize you could level up equipment. We were finding different levels of things as we were going along, but I figured that was just a measure of the floor we were on. That's actually pretty cool. A couple thousand of the monies, of the fun monies. So not too bad, not too bad. Got a bunch of stuff in our bag, and glyph experience up to level 7. So now we got some stuff to play with, which is exciting. So we died, that's a bummer, but we're not returning empty-handed. There's that survival mode if I want to get dangerous and spicy again. We never found any catalysts, nor did we find any soul binders. Or no, I'm sorry. Oh, trigger elemental reactions is how you get these. Okay. Deal damage. I mean, we were dealing damage. Maybe like you have to have it selected. Because I had this one selected by default. Yeah, trigger elemental reactions, and I definitely I think I did more than 10. Interesting. Deal damage, yeah. Yeah, maybe you have to unlock something to get those to work for you. You don't need to use a sword necessarily. Yeah, that makes sense. At one point, it let me equip a staff, but yeah, you want to use that whatever's best for you, which makes sense. Yeah. So let's kind of go through some of these things. For one thing, I do still have... oh, it looks like I lost all my raw resources. Unless it got auto-deposited for me. Maybe it got deposited for me, because I had a lot of raw things, like raw materials. So, gear warehouse versus item deposit. So, here we go. So, there's the... Yeah, main inventory. That's not what's in my pocket right now. You're my bags. Yeah, there we go. So, that's there. So, I will deposit in my gear warehouse. Oh, only the stuff I have equipped. Okay. Because in my mind, I would like to store weapons that my other classes could benefit from. Just have to... It's kind of a shame I can't look to see what it is. Can I get a... Oh, that just replaced what I'm wielding, what I've equipped. Yeah, so I want to see, like, what are these things? So, Toxin Bow level 8, that sounds cool. Yeah, so I'll recycle that one. I'll just... Can I move it? Can I move it? Equip, unequipped, warehouse. Oh, to warehouse, that's kind of cool. Yeah, I'll say... I guess you can do this from town, specifically. Send out the door to the warehouse. Send that to... Send that to... And then I think I'll probably just destroy all these other ones. Because I think there's a way to recycle stuff. So yeah, it does deposit these things for us, which is great because we had a pretty good amount of raw resource things, which is pretty nifty. And in the warehouse, we have a couple items for our other classes, which is nice. So that's reassuring. And then if we wanted to, we could buy items if we felt so inclined. We have not a ton of money, but some. Those are upgrade materials. Here you can just straight up buy weapons and gear if you felt so inclined. It's expensive. It's real expensive. Yeah, the blacksmiths recycle things. Yeah, that makes sense. And down here, that was the guild hall if we wanted to switch classes or purchase a different class. But the classes to purchase are very expensive. So can't afford shit right now. Yeah, buying it seems not really worth it, honestly. Seems like a not great use of resources, so... Which is usually how it works in games like this. Usually it's more fun to either craft it or find stuff while adventuring. Glyph Master, this is the meta progression stuff, I do believe. Oh, I think I pressed the wrong button. Too close to the door. There we go. What's this one? Oh, it's the guidebook, okay. So here we go. Can I see what they are? Oh, maybe I'm not allowed to. Available. I don't love the UI here. The UI is a little bit like I'm kind of like unclear what these things signify. Maybe it's just to point us in the direction of various things. Like I'm gonna guess this is armor, so defense things. Resilience. Okay. Resolve. Okay. I can... Okay, you can click... Oh, okay, now I can zoom out a little bit, and now it's a little bit more clear. Oh, yeah, it's a little bit rough. The UI is a little bit rough. So, Valor is... and again, you were talking about English not as a first language. So I'm not, bothered by, some misspellings, but I can't but acknowledge that, yes, strength. So, more attack... Physical damage bonus, yeah. So just some little meta progression updates. It seems like a lot of these, like there's some overlap, of course, but they ultimately lead to some really cool, like extra powerful abilities. Executioner stance sounds cool. Deal extra damage when they're low on health. An effect on dodge, that's kind of cool. Give you some lifesteal, spell vampirism, that's cool. That's sick. So, like, yeah, what are the things that it ultimately leads to? Not so much like the small little ancillary bonuses, but the big bonuses. Yeah, maybe you unlock them separately. Yeah, maybe you unlock them separately. At first, I thought they were just kind of nut... Or maybe it's like a measure of how far along are you into unlocking all the stuff in this thread. Kind of cool. Yeah, battle tempo. On skill damage. Here's a lot of skills and spells. Runic Sword. Basic attacks can deal a second hit. That's cool. Wisdom Amplification. When taking damage, 75% chance to retaliate automatically. So a lot of, yeah, reagent and reaction stuff. Protection of the Brave. So it gives you immunity to... Wait, is that all the time? Or is that like as a temporary deal? I think it might just be all the time. That seems really good. Expensive to get there. Pretty neat. Well, I'm gonna do the thing that a lot of us always do in games like this, which is to say, well, no matter what, if I'm playing as a mage or a ranger or the melee guy, the warrior, dealing damage is always a good idea. So I'll do a little bit of this. Although if I'm doing something other than the warrior, physical damage, I wonder if range damage is not physical damage, even though it's like a physical object. You're firing an arrow at the bad guys. I wonder if like range damage is separate from physical damage, whereas attack is, well, that's attack. So there we go. There we go. Yeah, basic attack damage. Oh. So you're like drawing a line. Wait, assign. Wait, hold on. How much did that cost? That cost 1 with level 1. And I'm level 7, right? So do I have 6 more points to spend? They're helpful with the UI stuff. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I can refund the points. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, might you have to like go all in. And then you can go from there. There we go. Okay, that makes more sense, yeah. And you can refund pretty easily. Can I then go that guy and that guy? No. Of course, that by then I think I'm out of points. It doesn't tell you how many points. Oh, there we go. It's over here. Yeah. Interesting. So let's look at it then from that direction. Because I would rather not, since my next run wouldn't be with the warrior. It would be with the ranger or the mage. I wouldn't be picking anything that's like specifically physical stuff. I would try to be a little bit more across, just kind of across the board. I love the idea of this one. That one sounds nice. That one also sounds fantastic. And that one sounds great. I like all those. This one's nice too. It's like those are like the three like schools of like leveling stuff up that excites me the greatest. Cooldown reduction sounds pretty neat. Yeah, like reaction and like reagent stuff is not quite as exciting to me. But the retaliation thing sounds neat. Falling effect on dodge. Heal for 10%. Wow, that's huge. I think that alone makes me want to just continue for this one. Just get a free 10% heal every 2 seconds at least. The spells are different. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. The abilities would be different. Certainly for the mage. The mage would definitely have different skills than the warrior. Skill damage. Let's do skill damage. I definitely want to go towards this one. So the resistance is nice. I'm guessing if you, and that's the thing too, it seems like it's pretty easy to refund things. So if I go this way and I can't cross the stream back to this one. I mean, defense, resistance, damage reduction. That actually does sound nice, but this one sounds wonderful. So I'm assuming I'm able to like kind of bounce around here. But if I can't, it's pretty easy to just refund the points. So that's pretty neat, yeah. For now, I'll take this one. That'll set us up well for next time. That did stick, right? Just to make sure? Yes, it did stick. Cool. Cool beans. Cool beans. And let's go to the blacksmith and recycle some materials that we were otherwise done with. Some equipment we were otherwise done with. And I cannot somersault to go faster, by the way. I'm as broke up at it as you are. Heartbreaking. So we got a bunch of stuff we don't need, as well as a bow that we have a better one kind of sitting in the warehouse for our range fella. So this one, yes. Salvage. Oh wait, no, toxic bow, that's the good one. No, I don't want to get rid of that one. Wait, hold on. That's from my... That's not the stuff that's in my bag. That's in the warehouse. Oh. That's a little bit unusual. So, gear and bag. Alright, yeah, that's not helpful, obviously. We should have told you, like, what these things are before you click on them. Just the icon alone. So, gear and bag. That's if I wanted to upgrade. I don't want to upgrade. Yeah, I guess I have to just move them all to the warehouse is the answer. Yeah, a little bit annoying. And I'd just be able to do it from the inventory, but just how it goes. That's for recipes, of course, of which we know none. Okay, so I'll just move it all to the warehouse, which we can do from here at least. So that's at least one bit of convenience. I don't have to like walk all the way back. Can I multi-select? Yes. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, so that's at least helpful. See, little UI quirks, some of which I like, some of which I don't love. Oh, it costs money to salvage, which I guess is fair. So I probably won't salvage everything then. Mithril steel. Not that expensive, but still, I mean, overall, these things do add up after a while. I'll salvage a few of them and probably just sell the rest. I'll just sell the rest. Yeah. Just a little bit of just some weird quirks, but just how it is. And again, the game is early access. It just came out. There's still time for the developer to refine and improve things. So by no means is any of this an indictment. Just, it is an acknowledgement that there is some there are things that are rough around the edges, and there are things to improve, and I'm sure the developers will indeed be seeking opportunities to improve things. No question. I'm going to sell those extra things. I don't have them on my inventory right now. I'm guessing they're probably in... Well, actually, I guess let's find out. Can you sell from the warehouse? Or do you have to sell from your bag specifically? That's that stuff. Sell from the warehouse. Yeah, so I'd rather sell these things. Actually, it's quite valuable to sell. That's actually pretty good. So that's a nice way of making quite a bit of money as well. Actually, I guess if there was any of these that could be used, you know, I'll save that for the magic guy. I'll save that for the magic guy. I'll save that for the range guy. How's that sound? We'll sell the other two. The rest we'll leave in the warehouse. So overall, yeah, 6,000. Well, if it takes, what was it, 100,000 to unlock another class? 100,000 to unlock another class. It'll take a while. It'll take a while. Of course, what you would likely do is you would, knowing what I know now, seeing how hard those little fracture challenges are, I would choose to not do the fracture challenge, and I would continue with just the main course. And I'm sure as you go further on, your rewards become more generous. You probably just acquire more money in general as you get on to floor 20, 30. I should have listened to Mighty's. Mighty said it's going to be hard, and I was like, how bad could it be? It was quite hard. But actually, it worked out well because, like I said, that's a good excuse to wrap it up for the night just because it is getting kind of late. And if I would have attempted, knowing, like, seeing how long these runs can go, if I would have continued, we would have had to have, of course, saved and quit eventually. So it's, you know, perhaps it's for the best. Also from a UI perspective, I kind of hit the close button by accident. I didn't realize, I thought close meant close the menu. No, close meant close the game. So that is another, like, just a bit of a UI quirk, you know, when you see a menu like that. Like, in my mind, of course, there was the resume button, but I didn't like think too much about it. I just kind of clicked close, thinking like, oh, let me check one other thing. But it was like, oh, no, we're committed. We're out of here. But overall, though, oh, sorry, my hair's all messy. It's all messy and funny looking. Overall, though, I had a fun time with it. Yeah, getting to floor 40. Yeah, the runs take quite a while, and yeah, just the amount of money it takes to purchase some of these upgrades and to purchase other classes takes a while. I mean, if I had to guess, the devs probably don't, like, necessarily need or intend for you to be, like, grinding away for hours and hours and hours. That's probably something they will refine and revisit. Some of those things, some of those values for things might just be temporary placeholders. So, you know, by no means am I trying to say, like, oh man, this game requires you to grind for hours and hours. But yeah, right now, as it is right now, it is a little bit more on the yeah, kind of grindy side, kind of having price tags for things that are pretty up there. But overall, I am enjoying this game. It's pretty neat so far. I do hope it gets more, you know, more people purchasing it. I hope it starts to get a little bit more attention. And I think what's here right now is very promising. It does become a little bit formulaic as you kind of go along, which is not terribly surprising. It's kind of how games like this sometimes can be. As you delve deeper into the dungeon floors, and as you you know, you get cooler abilities, you get nicer bonuses, nicer synergies with the stuff you're finding. You know, you find other slightly different ways to approach combat situations, but generally you approach each, like, standard room about the same. You try to find a way to group all the bad guys together. You hit them with the really spicy and juicy AoEs, and you dodge around. You try to work within the arena the best you can. Try to get those little crystal things and just manage your cooldowns for your special abilities, and generally that'll pretty much carry you. Even for the boss battles, I have no doubt that by the time you get to level 40, like Mighty's was saying, then it gets probably pretty tough. But at least for the first really couple of hours, you're just kind of breezing through and not really having to worry too much about the details. Unless you are like me and you jump into the fracture level and you see just how hard that is. I would almost wish that the fracture thing wouldn't show up even that early, because when we tried it and it was level 15, I mean, they just stomped us. It wasn't even close. I would almost wish they wouldn't even have that appear until you're much further in, because just seeing how wildly difficult it was with really no warning. I mean, you see it's a fracture. It says like you're challenging the tower. Like you kind of get the idea there's going to be something kind of spicy, but like, man, like there was not even a chance. It was like smothering in just how many AoEs are getting tossed at you. You can't dodge quickly enough because your stamina just can only handle so much. So yeah, I would almost wish they would maybe move those for later on in the game. Speaking of stamina, I don't know if I ever saw it. Maybe I just wasn't watching closely enough, but I never saw any stat that would allowed you to increase your stamina. So you could do more somersaults or like replenish your stamina faster. So you could be able to dodge quicker or dodge more frequently. Maybe that's the thing though. Maybe the game intentionally doesn't want you to be able to juice that up further. Maybe that's the developer saying, listen, if you dodge too much, we know that it gives you too many iframes, it makes the game too easy. So maybe that's the thing they kind of have locked away. That's the one downside, though, because usually in games like this, part of the fun is finding ways to make yourself this unstoppable monster of a character. And that's where the permadeath aspect comes in. Once you die, the run ends. And of course, yes, our run ended, but we did keep our material, we did keep our equipment, and in fact, the equipment we were wearing when we died leveled up from experience. So, yes, your run does reset in progress in some ways, but in other ways, some of that progress does persist. So it's kind of an interesting balance of like roguelike and again, kind of survivors like and kind of just standard action RPG. So there's a lot to like here, and I hope the devs are able to stick to it because I like what I'm seeing. And although I have a couple nitpicks and a couple of just little moments of UI wonkery that I didn't love, some spelling errors, just some early access isms that were by no means killer. I like what I'm seeing, and yeah, here's to more in the future. Here's to more.